Next stop, Evergarden Station. Welcome aboard Metro Zero. All souls must remain inside the train at all times. The terminal station is Evergarden Station.
Zero is pulling in. Look alive.
Car 4. Clear.
Car 5. Clear.
Next stop, Evergarden Station. Welcome aboard Metro Zero. All souls must remain inside the train at all times. The terminal station is Evergarden Station.
Zero is pulling in. Look alive.
Car 4. Clear.
Car 5. Clear.
Welcome aboard Metro Zero. All souls must remain inside the train at all times. The terminal station is Evergarden Station.
Zero is pulling in. Look alive.
Car 4. Clear.
Car 5. Clear.
Next stop, Evergarden Station. Welcome aboard Metro Zero. All souls must remain inside the train at all times. The terminal station is Evergarden Station.
Zero is pulling in. Look alive.
Car 4. Clear.
Car 5. Clear.
Zero is pulling in. Look alive.
Gar 4. Clear.
Gar 5. Clear.
Next stop, Evergarden Station. Welcome aboard Metro Zero. All souls must remain inside the train at all times. The terminal station is Evergarden Station.
Zero is pulling in. Look alive.
Gar 4. Clear.
Gar 5. Clear.
Next stop, Evergarden Station. Welcome aboard Metro Zero. All souls must remain inside the train at all times. The terminal station is Evergarden Station.
Zero is pulling in. Look alive.
Car 4. Clear.
Car 5. Clear.
Next stop, Evergarden Station. Welcome aboard Metro Zero. All souls must remain inside the train at all times. The terminal station is Evergarden Station.
Zero is pulling in. Look alive.
Car 4. Clear.
Car 5. Clear.
Next stop, Evergarden Station. Welcome aboard Metro Zero. All souls station is Evergarden Station.
Zero is pulling in. Look alive.
Gar 4. Clear.
Car 5. Clear.
Hello guys, welcome back and good evening. This is Nerd 3.0 here again, Northeast Underdog Tournament. Of course, you are familiar with it already, I suppose. But yeah, today we are going to be having the upper brackets for the underdog teams, and we have two good teams already available to clash against each other in this best of 3 series. It's going to be Dickensons versus Ascendria Echelon, who has been slowly rising to the top. Of course, Dickensons have been amazing. They have always been there. So kind of, you don't really need the introduction. But of course, you're gonna be needing some stuff about Ascendria Echelon because they have been proving to us that they are the ultimate underdog here this time around. So I'm gonna be having my co-caster Crucifix alongside me, and we're gonna be bringing you to this best of 3 series together. So, Crooks, who do you reckon will win this game?
Hey, I'm not really sure, but it's a nice time to be here. It's a nice time to actually be alive. And I'll be very honest with you, with the previous matches that I know and have seen for Ascendria Echelon, they are very, 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 prominent with the utility junglers. The Boxia is usually the first pick that they go for. They are pretty good. I'll be very honest with you. They play their game like a gentleman's game. It's
Definitely. And I like to add some point out there too, because like you mentioned, they love the utility jungles, but they also love going for those objective first. Of course, this is a Moba 5v5 we are talking about, and you're going to be dependent on how much of an objective you are able to take since the early stages of this game. And Ascendria Echelon have been so disciplined, have been so good in doing that thing to the fullest, and they have always been successful in taking that first mid lane turret on the 5 minutes of this game. So, but this time around, I mean, we are looking forward to what they can do here again. But this is gonna be a harder opponent they are gonna be going against in comparison to Shoal, in comparison to Incognito. So this time around, they're gonna be going against Dickensons. We gotta be careful with this name, man. I kind of sleep that most of the time. So yeah. So let's see what they can do here, because the draft is gonna be here, ladies and gentlemen. Game number 1, Ascendria Echelon will be having the first pick.
Oh, look at that. We see the Zushin getting banned, and not very, very surprising, because obviously Zushin is a good counter to most utility junglers, Fredrin, Boxia. You don't really want a Zushin just playing around with you like a basketball. But then again, to Dickensons really go for that 1-1 ban. I mean, there might be a possibility with a Granger or something very, very tighty. I'd say a Moskov. I've seen Dickensons actually pull that off sometimes. But that's also another speculation. Oh, what Lance thought? No surprise there. But hey, talking about this, there's a lot of heroes that are actually good at taking objectives, and I've got an objective for everyone in the chat section right now. Smash that like button, share the stream, and also subscribe to the channel. So we will be bringing to you the best of action every day. Anyways, back to the game. We see the Lancelot. We see Boxia. Is that Boxia?
Yeah, it is the Boxia, man.
It is the Boxia. I can see his chin. I thought it was
the chin, right? It's not even a portrait, man. It's just like half of the face to the down the neck. But yeah, it's still the Boxia. So this is kind of a red side ban, I would say. When you are onto the red side, you always have to take away the Wait, not the 1-1, but of course the Boxia. The 1-1 is usually banned away by the blue sides most of the time. But DNS, they surely do not want this 1-1 to the other side. And like you already mentioned, Ascendria, they love going for the utility and they love going for the first pick Boxia most of the time. So it's very understandable that they have to ban away that hero. So the Yi Sun Sin is open because the Kadita is already banned away. Ascendria, if they pick out the Yi Sun Sin, it can actually work out. But then again, the Yi Sun Sin cannot can be easily countered this time around. But the band's coming through from the side of Ascendria. The lands are taken away, the Hayabusa are taken away. So there's a lot of options for them to go for. Maybe put the Yeasons in aside, pick up a mate very early on, because the threat is also minimal right now. But we cannot forget that DNS have a very godly assassin player onto their hands. The Fanny can come into play, so the Yeasons is there. But what will be the options for the side of DNS?
To be fair, if you now mentioned that their assassin role is more, prominent than the utility, I'll be very honest with you. The Fanny is a good option against the Sun Shin. Of course, the Mountain Chakra is going to give vision on Fanny, but then again, Fanny has way more mobility than the Sun Shin, even in Mountain Chakra form, the ultimate form. But they don't actually go for something with mobility, of course, because the Lancelot and Hayabusa meta heroes are getting banned, so they're going to go for the EXP and roam positions, basically being Gata, Kacha, CC, both heroes who have prominently been shining throughout the ages. But I see the opportunity to pick up the Lapu Lapu, maybe the Uranus for the side of Team Ascendria Echelon, or maybe go for something that can actually completely counter CC, go for the Phobius, who will absolutely no damage from the... it's going to be the Uranus. So every time he just hits him with a yo-yo, he's just going to regenerate all of that back. And to top it all off, we've got Kimmy in the mid lane. I'm not surprised at all, because that hero kites Gata Gacha pretty well.
Definitely, Gata is might actually be suffering, but I feel like the Uranus is so early, man, and going against the CC also, that might eventually be a little bit of a disadvantage for the side of Ascendria, but we'll never know, because the DNS will be picking away the first. I would have liked an Eve here, but still, it's gonna be better to go for the first star here, because he does have the mobility that the Eve doesn't have, so that can eventually work out right now. But looking at the bans coming through from the side of DNS, they ban away the Matilda, which is kind of a hero that you always have to take away, and the Ascendria, they are lessening out the chances of Gami to pick away the hero that can be a deadly hero until the later part of this game. And I don't really usually see him on the Iritel. He is more of a Granger or a Roser kind of player onto the gold lane, right? So I think it's valid that they just want to take it away. So the choices are still out there, but the Kalia ban is a very, very good here for the side of DNS.
Look, the Kalia ban can actually be the most threatening thing to the Farsa's Feathered Airstrike whole, synergy with the whole Gata Kacha thing. But then again, I would be very honest with you. Right now, they're actually risking, Granger being picked onto the side of Team Ascendria. They've got the opportunity, because honestly, Granger, even with the nerfs on the, range of his spells and everything, he's still a prominent force in every single match that he's being played in. And to be fair, the Farsa still really, really safe in most cases. Wait. Dickensons actually have the opportunity to pick up the Granger. If not, they can actually go for something that has more... I don't know. What could actually counter the Eason or Kimmy?
The assassin can work here. They can last pick the Fanny and pick out the marksman right now. Even the Moskov is still out there, but the Claw, they went for the Claw. Okay, it's more of a safer choice, and it's kind of funny actually that we were talking to Insane Plays, and I was like, yeah, bro, when is someone gonna be banning your Fredrin? And he was like, yeah, it's not good enough yet. But there we go. Ascendria will be respecting the Fredrin coming out from the side of DNS. So they have to ban away the Fredrin, which is kind of exciting, I would say, because they already have enough hero that can be an answer to the Fredrin. They could have banned away the Assassin here right there. But still, I think it's more of a hero they wanna respect ban, I dare say. It's still gonna be working out, but this time around I think Ascendria, they need a good setup. They need a good roamer and a good hero that can be good in peeling too, but they went for the Granger, which was kind of a no-brainer, I would say, because Editel was banned away. But Gaza, so this is kind of stopping the assassin coming out from the side of DNS.
Holy crap, that's going to be very dangerous if they actually go for the Fanny pick. Because Kaja and I'll be very honest with you, there's no complete answer to the Farsa, but the Kaja is a good pick against any, possible fighter, assassins onto the side of Team DNS. They've got a lot of prominent heroes like Claude during team fights, and also, CC for maybe a pickoff. But then again, we have to make sure that someone is there to actually cut it off. And cut it off we shall. That's a Fanny getting picked onto the side of Team DNS. This is the first time that I've seen a Fanny getting picked in this tournament, and I'm excited to see what's going to happen in this match.
Definitely, no Kaza can stop me. That's what he said in same place, and we're going to be keeping an eye on your Fanny here, because it has been a talk of the town for most of the days, and it was worthy of a talk as well. But against the Kaza, he have to be really careful. But the thing is, there's so many dive coming in from the side of DNS. They have a dive. It's funny enough, Claude is a dive kind of hero, and they have Reigns with the Versa as well. These two combination is already deadly. And adding on to the Fanny too, it's gonna be the Executioner most of the time. So this is definitely gonna be giving them a head start for DNS. But early game they have to play it very, very safe, because the only setup that they have is gonna be the Gatot Gacha, but it's also a same scenario for the side of Ascendria, Echelon. They have a pick-off hero, but they do have the Uranus, which can actually suffer against the CC. So let's see with this lineup what Ascendria Echelon can do against Dickensons. This is gonna be the game number 1, and it's gonna be the one of one hell of an interesting match already, seeing from the draft crooks.
Hey, I'm gonna be honest with you. The last time I saw Ascendria actually pick up the Ascension, they lost. I hope they actually change that, opinion that I have for them in this match, because we're in the land of Don Debbie. This match is going to be exciting, because especially with that Fanny in the game, I am absolutely pumped for this match, and I think Uranus is too. He's hiding in that bush, making sure he's got vision of DC, and I think he's gotten a bit of look at the mid lane. I think some damage is being dealt, but nobody's in dire straits right now. And wait, are they going for invading? They're trying to invade? No,
I think it's more of a vision, right?
Yeah, I think they're smart enough to not engage on a Fanny, especially not level 1. Wait, level 1 Fanny is easy to actually take down, now that I think about it.
Yeah, but still, I think there's a lot of mid pressure already provided for DNS here, because they do have a good clearance in comparison to the other side. But hey, we saw that. We saw that. I mean, it's not gonna be insane if he does not have a little bit of a hiccup into the early stages, right? Especially in his farming. But yeah, let's see, because he's still out here to try to get onto the blue buff as well. But there's gonna be a quiet lane onto the bottom side. But Ray will have to walk away a little bit, because he's taken down a chunk very low. But he's trying to do something here. Never mind.
I think he's gonna be safe for now. I think he got the blue buff too. Even though the retribution was used to actually take down the lava golem, I think it was well timed enough for him to actually get the retribution before any team fight occurs. But now there's a team fight. His taunt to actually escape from this immobilize, and oh my god, on the top side, Uranus out sustaining every bit of damage coming from the side of Team DNS. Look, the first turtle is spawning in. Do you have any predictions on who's gonna get it?
We have to see it here right now, because Max might eventually be in trouble, but Insane does have a lot of energy left.
Man, oh man, he's actually using the steel cables to his advantage. And the Foxes for this airstrike just gave a rare kill. It was absolutely beautiful. And I have no complaints with that one, but look at that. They're going for more. Array's actually going to the fight. And they get the kill with a curtain call. Invoker getting the kill this time. Farsa is doing a lot of damage. He's providing a lot of value. Fanny, Insane's in and gets the turtle.
The thing about DNS is that they do know that never mind, the bot lane, that's going to be a clearance coming out from Pawan Singh here onto the clock. This is like a advantage of having the clock. You just have the clearance because of the blazing duet most of the time into the laning phases. You don't really have to go out. You just have to scale up. But one thing is commendable for the side of DNS, the game that they played just before the turtle, is that they are trying to focus on Max first, and the current calls connecting onto two members onto the side of Ascendria Echelon run onto the perfect member as well. This was a good game, well played coming out from the side of DNS. They were able to secure the turtle very, very early on. This is what they kind of require too, because when you have a Fanny, you want to have the space. You do not really want to give away the pressure to the opponent's side, and they are able to have that control onto the mid lane as well. Look at that taunt.
Oh, Gata taunts him. Feather airstrike finds its mark, but it's gonna be Corey Cutie who gets the kill on Kaja, who was overextended and was given vision by, obviously Arya was doing his job. He was getting vision on that bird who was sneaking around, made him a chicken fry.
Yeah, chicken fry. It's gonna be tasty if they can win this out as well. But one thing about Executor I want to mention is that never mind. Look at that.
Electro in trouble, the cutthroat, and almost, look at that, Costa absolutely shots him down, getting a kill for Electro in the process. I'm going to be honest with you, Costa might be Fanny's only big trouble right now. I guess Vlad probably has to sacrifice himself to actually get the, ultimate from the Kaja out before Fanny can engage, I think. But look at that, another team fight on the top side. I think Corey Cutie is acting trouble, but the AOG connecting perfectly. Farsha's Feather Airstrike, Invoker, another kill. But there goes our Nem almost getting the kill on Corey Cutie, but he ends up dying too, because obviously Fanny is faster than Yumi Sunshin.
Of course, and he's gonna be more of an executioner right here that we can see so far. He's been able to do so. But the thing I would like to say is that Invoker has been good in the positioning that he did on the first side, because whenever he lands the Feather Airstrike, there hasn't been any counter that can try to cancel out, because they are able to find those targets that they are looking for. This is going to be the second turtle they've taken away for the side of DNS, and this is going to be giving them a little bit of a goal lead, but a Feather Airstrike will be used again just for the zoning potential. That's going to be helping them give out a little bit of pressure into the mid lane again. So Ascendria, Echelon, what can they do here? They have to play for Executor, and mentioning Executor, he's gotten the Hunter Strike already and going for the Sky Piercer too. So this guy is never mind. Look at the taunt.
Oh my god.
Dang. That was a perfect taunt coming in as well for the side of Ascendria Echelon. But Nam will be taken down by Corey Cutie under the back lines. He does have the way to survive. Again, this guy have been doing a lot in this game, I would say, and they are onto the bot lane side. Invoker trying to find something out of it. Can he do it? That's a Feather Airstrike being used again. The stun not really connecting, but Executor will be able to survive. No Divine Judgment being used because he does not really have it, so that's going to be giving a little bit of pressure onto the bot lane. Again, Executor will not be wasting any of his vigor, but he will be having his life intact again. That's going to be a very, very good joiner coming in from the side of Invoker again and again onto this Farsha. The pressure definitely is not really built up yet, because no turret's falling down, but Insane trying to go in, trying to do something out there, but that's not going to be anything you will be finding right now. And look at the classic playstyle coming in from the side of Ascendria, Echelon. They really want to get something out of it, but April rotating onto the bot lane with the conceal will not be able to find anything, because Array will be able to find his positioning and to get that info for Gami onto the bot lane here. So there's no casualty just yet. 6 kills onto the board for DNS and 2 into the hands of Ascendria Echelon. But look at the Divine Judgment being used. Array, Corey Cutie might be in trouble. Executor will be getting that 1 kill 0. That's already, this guy will be able to find the compensation across the board, and Insane will be able to get that top lane turret. This is going to be the first turret falling down. The bot lane also falling as well. Nam cannot do anything but defend, but that's so close. Invoker, he did not survive with that damage coming from the side of Electro.
Oh man, that was an Omaiwa Mo Shinderu moment. He already knew he was dead. He was just walking away, and then he had some hope. And then he just fell flat on the ground. There goes the bird. No more flying for you today. And that can also be said for Fanny, because obviously Fanny can't engage against 4 of them. And Kaja being there is going to be a big problem for Fanny. I think he's going to be in trouble. He gets the kill. Nam is on the retribution 24/7. And look at that. Granger gets himself the Malefic gun. The Kaja's ultimate has been used, and that gets a killing spree for Oh, good grief! There go. Oh, there comes the blazing duet. Electro in trouble, but nobody's gonna actually catch him because he's gonna be flying away with his jetpack. But look at that! Max gets the kill in Invoker, and I was absolutely wrong. Look, Electro was killed, and Executor gets the kill on Claude. Holy crap! It's straight for trade.
Trade for trade, all across the board, man. And mid lane, a classic Ascendria, Echelon style. They'll be able to get the mid lane onto this team fight as well. This is what they usually do. Try to win out the team fights and force the map, force the mid lane as much as possible, and they are able to do that as well. But triple kill onto the hands of Executor means that he's going to be getting all the stacks that he's going to be requiring for that carryable plays coming out from his Grandeur. He has been actively using the Grandeur, but hey, never mind, there's going to be a pause. I was so close for an ambush for Cody Cutie, but hey, we're gonna be reserving crooks. We're gonna be seeing something here.
He got some time to actually understand that he was going to get ganked. Look at the AOG connecting. Curtain call allows Kaja to actually be cut. But look at that. Executor is going to be taken out by Farth Defender Airstrike. Amazing follow-up from his team. And I'm going to be honest with you. That curtain call stopped Kaja and got him cut and kept him in place to keep Executor in place, allowing Gacha to catch both of them in that taunt. And then Kaja's flicker was used up a little too slow, allowing Farsa to just mark up Executor because he didn't have the flicker ready. Dude, that was absolutely golden.
Yeah, bonkers as it is. That's gonna be a CC surviving time and again. Look at that, eh?
Oh, taunted and a blazing duet. Two monkeys trying. Oh, yeah, you're not two monkeys. I shouldn't be calling Claude a monkey, but he was doing a lot of damage with those bullets. You don't give a monkey a gun. That's what I say. And this guy's actually broken the first rule of the book.
Yeah, he don't really, but yeah, the cloud does really work well into the hands of Gami right there, Pawan Singh. So that's definitely going to be giving him a little bit of relief because he's just secured at that goal and stuff. But Executor here getting the shutdown, he's not definitely, losing out those the stacks that he already accumulated. But look at the taunt.
April's gonna be safe for now, but Corey Cutie going in. I think the zoning potential from Invoker is doing a lot for his team, and he gets the kill on the Lord without any pressure from the side of Team Ascendria Echelon, and they can't really do much right now because Kaja does not have the HP to actually engage and catch Fanny before, Yi Sun-shin had any chance to use the Retribution to steal the Lord. But then again, how could you? You've got the Blazing Duet to be worried about. You've got the Farsa's Feathered Airstrike in position to keep you away. You can't really do much.
Yeah, he can't really do much. So AK Goldie to a goal onto the hands of Executor. Interesting enough, he have a more goal than Pawan Singh onto that class. So that's definitely going to be something that they have to be careful about because he's almost already full build. So even if DNS try to engage on him, they have to send 3 people onto him most of the time. But the one good thing about it is that he does not have any kind of defensive item that can literally make him survive 28 onto the stacks. But wait, never mind, look at that.
Mountain Shocker actually shocking me because the amount of damage that came from one spell is just immense. Dude, Farsa was almost dead. That was surprising. Anyway, back to that. Mountain Shocker did not have any follow-up. And I think, Executor couldn't really do much in that situation, obviously, because, enemy Gacha was right there. But look, he catches ultimate, just catching Fanny. He's almost dead, but the tower does not lock onto him, so he's going to be able to escape for that split second that he had an opportunity. Curtain Call stops both of them from escaping. Executor and also Nem getting in trouble. Nem was destroyed by the... okay, good grief. That was an amazing Blazing Duet, killing Nem, and the AOG, because of the slow from, Curie Cutie, was able to actually get the kill on Executor, and look at that. It's a flying saucer murder machine that's absolutely devastating Uranus.
It's a blade dancer as well. So yeah, that's a Spider-Man diving in and diving out, and you cannot do anything about it because you do not really have the Divine Judgment, which is their sole counter for that Fanny who comes bulging in into your backside most of the time. So Federa strike again, just trying to zone away the people from that turret. I would say Invoker has been a very, very good, phenomenal onto this Farsa, the way he's playing, the decision he's making, and the ultimate timers that he have been trying to use, right? Because that is giving them a little bit of spacing onto the map most of the time, and they are able to find some benefactories out of those ultimates most of the time. But looking at the scoring of Nem here, he hasn't been able to find any kills. This is the downside of a Yi here, right? You do not have the early game snowball, you do not have the early game first turtle or the second turtle even, and you are completely rendered useless. And added to that, add the Fanny to the equation as well. You cannot really move around with this hero.
I mean, to be fair, you get, well, even if you actually have no farm or anything with, decent Shin, you better just go for like maybe a 40% cooldown reduction build, get the amount of chakra on a low cooldown, just keep using that to get the vision. I think that actually works out. I think it would have checked out better for Team Ascendria Echelon, but I don't think that's happening this match. Look at that, amount of chakra used, vision provided, and I think they're actually trying to play it safe. Nem is trying to actually poke some damage onto Gatakacha, but to Gatakacha, you really don't have a chance. Look at Fanny though, he's trying to wrap the game. I think he's going to try for that, but Electro is the only one defending, and Fanny could easily defend that. Not defend that, destroy. Electro, because obviously you can't use a jetpack to fly for someone who actually has the what is that equipment called for AOT? What is that?
Wait, never mind.
The team fight feather airstrike in the game, and we see Nem going down first, but Array gets the kill on April. Both the roamers trying to punch each other, and it does not look like a whip can actually defeat fists. Good God, I shouldn't have said that. But first Lord of the match for the side. Second Lord of the match for the side of Team DNS. GG's.
GG's, man. It was actually not contestable, but a good macro gameplay coming out from the side of DNS, I would say, and a very uncharacteristic discipline that they are having right now. It's very funny to see. They usually go for the post objective fights most of the time, but this time around they are very, very careful because they do not really want to drag this game. This is a Fanny we are talking about. There's 3 marks right onto the side of Ascendria. Echelon, insane, going in.
Oh my God, he's absolutely destroying Uranus, and he gets the kill on Max without any mercy. Look at that though, the AOG connecting only on Kaja, but then Kaja's Divine Judgment was used up. Array getting taken out does not really matter. Array is going to actually be the sacrificial lamb to actually allow Fanny to get that kills, but I think Fanny just forgot. He didn't get the message. Fanny just went back to the base. Oh no, that just means both towers and top and mid lane tier 3s are taken out. No pressure whatsoever for now, at least, because now Gaton Kacha is gone, and nobody from the side of Team DNS thinks, they're not tanky enough to actually deal with whatever damage Granger and Defense can pull out.
I think as a roamer, you are bound to give away your life for that one inhibitor, and I understand why Array he was doing that onto that position. He just wanted a inhibitor, man. Let the guy do his thing. That's what he's doing right now. But yeah, that's definitely going to be making them fall back into places right there. And the thing is, even Ascendria Echelon does have the damage, even if they lose away all of those inhibitors. If they play their cards right, they might be able to get something out of it. This is the downside of having just a single target crowd control. They have a Uranus as the frontliner, but when you do not really have the damage, they're going to be ignoring the Uranus completely and will be going for your backlines. This is exactly what Insane has been doing onto the Fanny too. And the bad thing is also there when the Farsa uses their feather airstrike. There's no answer. There's no counter coming out from the side of Ascendria Echelon. So they kind of have to fall back most of the time because of the lag in crowd control. But yeah, I think if they play their cards right and able to find a great footing, they'll be able to get something out of it. So because Ascendria Echelon, they have the late game scaling heroes, 3 at that.
To be fair, I think the Ranger with the Wind of Nature is kind of fine, especially with a Fanny. Now, he can be killed by Corey Cutie or Fanny. Well, to be honest, they're not the ones killing him either way. It's actually Invoker who's marking him down and destroying him in every team fight. Look at Max jumping in front of 2 people, Corey Cutie and also Invoker, trying to escape from that whole situation. Array is in safe hands for now, but he might actually just use the AOG and connect onto some enemies just to be taken away by the Divine Judgment.
and that's gonna be one ultimate still available for the side of April here. So Insane has to be really careful when he wants to go in. But the thing is, they have the ways to play the long lanes. This is so annoying when you have a fan. You play the long lanes and you try not to set up for the Lord just yet, and you try to set up for the long lane first, and then go for the full commitment onto the Lord and Ascendria, Echelon. I think they also do this out. They are trying to clear out as much as possible, but they haven't been. I mean, they haven't been able to find something or anything out there just yet, because there's an annoying bat flying all over the places, and you'll never know where he's gonna be coming in. That's one ultimate being burned away by the side of DNS, but the upside is that they have a good set onto the top lane, so Ascendria cannot really commit to them.
Oh, they can't actually. Ascendria needs to actually defend on defend the lanes before they engage in board fight. Look at that! Traction projectile was going to connect on only Gacha. Nothing really happening. It's just poking, testing the waters. Both teams can't really compete for the Lord right now because both teams have their most important damage dealers alive. Corey Cutie has engaged with the curtain call and the feather airstrike connecting onto Gacha. Oh, Gacha connecting onto the Lord Slayer. He gets 3 Lords, and that goes. Oh, good grief! There is going to be another death. Electro Executor going to be taken out, but he gets Fanny in the process. That was amazing. But that's not going to stop the Lord. Max and only Nem are alive, and I think that's going to be very risky for them to actually just take any chances on defending. But that just leads Max to actually, try to bait the Lord. That's confusing. Yeah. He's not going to survive that. There's 4 people that's actually doing damage to him. They're not going to survive it. Mountain Shocker used to actually engage for absolutely no reason. Shocker Feather Airstrike with the Winter Crown. Shut down Invoker, but then Nem is going to be taken out. That's going to be an easy GG's for the side of Team DNS. No way, dude. That was so anticlimactic.
Anticlimactic. This is why you play the macro and have your discipline as well. DNS, what is this, man? They're playing so good. Very, very wonderful. It's like one of the most disciplined plays that I've seen them doing. And I feel like it falls all onto the hands of Insane too, because he was able to set up most of the time onto the top lane with the long lanes. Stats doesn't matter really, but yeah. A good setup into the Lord also. Array with the perfect AOZ onto those Squeezer members on the side of Ascendria, and they were able to find a good calling out there. And of course, we cannot forget the win in the retribution he was able to make from the Fanny too. Very perfect at that. I feel like they are for in a long while. DN has been playing like a team, a very very discipline and a macro minded team, and they are able to pull it off with this kind of picks that they have going on for them. Ascendria Echelon, they kind of have a downfall with the Yisunsin, so I don't think they're going to be prioritizing the Yisunsin anymore when they do not really ban away the Fanny or any kind of assassin so far, because I don't think they really expected the Fanny, because they banned away the Lancelot and the Hayabusa, which was a great counter for the Yisunsin also. And having 3 marksmen with just one single target as a roamer, that's definitely not gonna be it. If they could have a hero that can have a perfect set and be the frontliner too, it could have really worked out. But when they lose out to the early stages of the game, they kind of lack the potential to try to come back up.
Hey, to be fair to their side, I already predicted this. I already had my hopes up. I already had my hopes down that Yusenshin is not going to be able to carry the game. Nem on the Yusenshin, I'm not going to complain about that. I've already told this. I've seen this happen before, and I've seen it happen again. I hoped it wouldn't happen, but, well, here we are. We saw that Nem couldn't actually keep up with Fanny's pacing. And to be fair, Insane Sin is actually pretty good on the Fanny. If I was actually against him, I would lose in a heartbeat.
I mean, he's kind of a gifted hero, especially in the micro-wise. I do not know about the macro, but TNS is perfectly performing so well in this Underdogs this time around, because they haven't been able to find achievement into the top dogs, and this is kind of the redemption arc as well, and very shocking to see a good discipline, a very very well mannered gameplay coming out from all the teams too. I mean, not all the teams, both the teams, because Ascendria Echelon is also a very, very disciplined team. They have one strategy: get the mid lane tower, enable your gold laner, and they were trying to do that. But for that, you're gonna be needing a utility onto your jungle, or even an assassin that can carry the early game. But they have the Yisun, right? So it wasn't that much of a factor for them, because for DNS, they already have the Fanny directly. So maybe onto the second game, they might turn the tides around, get their utility, enable their goal laner, focus onto the mid turret that they usually do, and get a winning mid lane again. Because Kimi against the Fursa, I don't think it was really the best, because Invoker, again, very, very well performing onto this Fursa.
Oh, definitely, dude. Invoker was single-handedly just demolishing the backline before they even had a chance to deal damage. I'll be very honest with you. I was surprised that Executor was absent in most team fights. His damage was non-existent, and that shows. He only had like a very little amount of damage, 28,000 damage. That was very low compared to most other Granger players. That's probably because of what Invoker did throughout the game. That was an absolutely perfect timed feather airstrike every single time. And I'm gonna be honest with you, it's not just the Invoker. It's also the fact that Are was absolutely dominating with Gacha. He was not allowing Corey Cutie to actually engage alone. He always was there behind every one of Corey Cutie's engages. And to be fair, it always worked out. It always worked for them. That was surprising.
Surprising indeed. And yeah, we forgot to mention Corey Cutie as well, because that was the MVP of the game and we completely slept on him. But yeah, he was also performing so well, because he wasn't taken down. Even the taunts or the boosts coming in, he wasn't falling down as well. But yeah, let's go into the game number 2. This is gonna be the DNS going on to the first pick, which means they're gonna be having a little bit of an advantage. And on the other side, Ascendria, this time around, they're gonna be having the second pick. And I would say these two teams have been reading each other quite a lot, because they know DNS definitely know that they gotta ban away the Bashia. They gotta take this hero away, and Ascendria Echelon has to remove this Juicing out of the picture, because Invoker, he has been consistently using this hero and still it was able to make it work, especially into the first phase of the draft.
Oh, definitely. I think that Boxia, to be fair, Ascendria and Echelon really have that thing for Boxia. I think they should just stick to the utility junglers, because they perform pretty well with the utility. And 1-1 being banned, no surprise. DNS banned it last match, this match too. Ascendria, Echelon going for, the same bans, surprisingly. Oh no, well, nobody expected that one, did they? Zushin and Lancelot, and next one will be Hayabusa, fingers crossed. Anyways, DNS might actually go for the match ban, and I think I have an idea. It probably should be the Fanny, but I'm not really sure you should ban the Fanny in the first phase. So they go for the Kadita ban. I'll be very honest with you, reasonable, and also very, very, very worthwhile to actually ban that hero. And now that Ascendria is on the banning, I think Hayabusa is reasonable enough. Fingers crossed, same bans.
Finger crossed, because DNS went for the same ban, and Ascendria can also go for the same ban. Take away the junglers as much as possible, but no, they're gonna be respecting Corey Cutie's CC. So, oh my goodness, there's a lot of choices. DNS, what will you go for? Gata first pick still valid, but Farsa is also still out there available. Kalea is also there, but Yisun, I don't think he wanna play the Yisun, does he? Because if he does also, it can be a good choice, because they have a carry mate now, because Invoker amazing on the Farsa. They can take the Farsa and the Yisun together, but if they take the Yisun now, it's gonna be easy counter by Ascendria too. So what would they go for here? Phobias? Wait, nah, I don't know, man. There's so many choices.
I wish someone actually just noticed Phobias and also maybe Ruby, because both of these heroes are S tier in the EXP lane. And no surprise, it's DNS going for Gata Kacha. I'm almost lacking, but the Gata Kacha again for the side of Team DNS. No surprise there. I think they're gonna roll with the same, the whole idea with the Forza Gata. And well, since the CC is banned, maybe something more onto the tankier side and not the damage type. But Ascendria have a fix right now. They've got options of taking the utility junglers, which they're known for, something that they've actually come up with. I'll be very honest with you, the upper brackets, they reached it with the utility junglers, and I wouldn't be surprised if they pull that up right now because the Fredrin is open, and well, to be fair, they don't go for that Fredrin. Instead, they go for the Hayabusa, who's going to get picked onto the side of team Ascendria, Echelon, and it's a Phoveus! Finally! My boy gets some,
there we go.
credit.
I think Fredrin can come through here for DNS right now, but I feel like it's gonna be a little bit too early because he can't really play the Yi Sun Sin when there's already a Hayabusa, and Ascendria cannot exactly pick away the Farsa because they see a Gatot already, and even the DNS cannot play the Farsa too here. Kalea would have been good, but do you really want Corey on the setter? Nah, he wants to go for the damages, right? So keep him on the damage most of the time because he can literally carry out because the Lapu Lapu is also still out there, man. It's kind of his signature pick because yesterday he was a monster onto that hero. But it's gonna be a Pavansing heroes that they are gonna be prioritizing, which is very, very interesting because it's kind of rare to see a Moscow being picked first, especially into the first phase, especially against the Hayabusa. But they're gonna be strengthening their late game. So maybe DNS wanna go for the utility into the jungle, man.
I think it actually might work, but DNS, I don't think they actually need a utility. They could just go for the assassin and actually make it work. Because obviously the Phoveus is going to have a hard time, but no, I don't think it's going to be possible because Ascendria go for that Farsa to their side, and I see the possibility of, Kimi going into mid lane. I don't think there's going to be much of a regret on that one. Both teams have swapped their mid laners, which is kind of funny to see. However, a Phoveus against a utility jungler, it's going to be very questionable. I'll be very honest with you. That dude is an absolute unit in the battlefield, and if you put him in an objective fight, he's going to disrupt you no matter what.
This
Yeah, that's also something. So
soon be your
Lapu, oh man, they banned the Lapu Lapu. Okay, this is very understandable because Ascendria, they did their homework. We also did our homework against teams that we are gonna be casting for. Of course, the opponents, the teams are gonna be doing that as well. So Lapu Lapu gone. But DNS, what can they ban here? They have to narrow down the choices into the gold lane. Granger ban can come through because Executor has been consistently spamming their hero and was able to find some stuff out of this. So there we go, Granger ban away, and Ascendria, they can take away the Fanny here again if. Because I feel like the Fanny does fairly well even against the Phoveus. But it kind of comes down a little bit of a 50-50 in the end, so what can they ban? Oh, they banned the Erla, so they're trying to narrow down the heroes for Cory Guilty here.
Yeah, it's reasonable enough, dude. That guy was the MVP of the previous match. No surprise, his whole kit is supposed to be shredded down like paper into a shredding machine. That's absolutely sad to actually play it, but poor guy. He's got most of his options down, but look at that. It's going to be, surprisingly, Executor does not have options either because now it's Granger and Nathan getting banned from the side of Team DNS.
Oh, okay. Kalea coming through finally for Ascendria. It could have been good into the hands of DNS, but never mind because Cory can play a carry hero that can literally be a menace into the backlines. But then again, he kind of also performs well on a setter-like hero. Badang is also still there, but I don't think the Badang is really gonna be good here. But okay, he still went for the Badang. I think it's gonna be more of a first setter and initiator and the follow-up coming through from the Gata. Okay, go for the Fredin, bro. Pick up the Fredin, man. Never mind. Akai. Oh my god, you must be kidding me.
It's an Akai, dude. This hero is actually pain to actually deal with. I think it was Ascendria who actually picked the Akai the last time, but now that I want to actually see what Farsa does against that Akai and Badang. I'm really expecting something out of the, Akai and Badang to actually just disrupt the whole formation of enemy team.
Time and
Phoveus is
tide
going to have a
wait for
hard
no
time.
man,
I'm going to be honest with you.
nor
Kalia
girl.
is going to probably have a hard time the moment she actually tries to pull someone.
Sanjo.
Either they're CC immune or they're using heavy spin, which is again Akai, by the way, and they'll just push everyone around. Phoveus won't have an opportunity to engage. I think Hayabusa will have to think twice before engaging too. Beatrix might actually be in the safe zone until the mid game, but the moment it hits late game, it's going to be a hard problem to actually deal with the Moskov. So I think it's going to be a one-sided match for the side of Team DNS.
Time and tide wait for no man.
I kind of
nor
like the
girl.
Akai, but I kind of like the Fredrin better because Akai fits here. But a classic Kalea Beatrix combination coming out from the side of Ascendria Echelon, will they be able to hold their ground and drag this to the later bit of this game where they will be able to combo this so well? We're gonna have to wait and see. But the thing is, DNS, they have a lot of setups, man. How do you counter the Kalea? Pick away 3 tanky, chunky frontliners that cannot go into your backline. So this is exactly what DNS are doing. And the worst case scenario for Ascendria, DNS, hey, they have their backliners who can bring the Purify for themselves too. So that's definitely something of a downside of having the Kalea when the jungle is not really picked first just yet. But we'll never know. Ascendria, they do have a lot of damage onto their hands. They do have a lot of Destructor side because the Phoveus is still out there available, and they do have a very, very good composition coming through from the Kalea and the Beatrix. Let's see how they perform in this game number 2.
Oh, definitely do, because we're in the land of Dawn. This surprising turn of events might actually just be the most, I'd be very, very excited to actually see this. I'm not even going to say anything else. Look at that. Both teams are actually playing it a little safe. Nothing too exciting happening. No invades.
Yeah, no invades just yet, but it's kind of funny to see Insane on the Akai, man. We're so used to him onto the Assassins most of the time, or the Fredrin when it comes down to his first one. But yeah, there's not much happening into the early stages of this game because this is going to be a quiet lane here this time around. But whenever there's a roaming Gato Gacha into the opponent or into a team, there's going to be a lot of clearance potential, especially when you combine it together either with a Farsa or a Kimi. But a little contest coming in, and Insane, of course, is going to be losing out onto the Retribution.
Oh, dude, nothing's happening that's worth noting, I'll be honest. Insane actually loses in the Retribution. That's not a big problem, I'll be very honest with you. That could actually be, a problem for later. We could actually deal with Akai farming a little slow for later. But look at that. Phoveus actually trying to do some damage. He is able to do some damage and able to regenerate all the HP that he lost with the regen spell. And I think there's going to be another engage. And he gets inside the tower just in time. But look at Khalil back in action to actually save Phoveus from anything that I might actually put him in danger. I'll be very honest with you. The teamwork on the side of Team Ascendria is actually increasing. They're ascending. And look at the Hayabusa shot at Ogi kill. Almost getting a kill, but will get the kill on Invoker, and he decides to back off because obviously Akai and Gatot is not some heroes that he can actually play with, especially not now, maybe later, but definitely not now.
Yeah, that was a very, very bad passing coming out from Invoker. Especially when he's on the Kimi, he kind of do not care where he goes around. So he kind of, let his guard down. That's definitely going to be punishable, but look at that.
Oh, Akai's heavy spin doing so much for his team, but that surprising flicker. But look at that. It's a freaking jump from Kalea, absolutely demolishing Insane's in. Mori, Cutie, and also... Alright, all of them are down. Ascendria, Esports, Echelon have completely turned the tides around, especially with that Kalea. Well, pun intended, because Kalea is, a mermaid. Half
tight, right? Yeah.
Oh, there's an engage. A Shadow Obi kill. Gets the kill on Invoker again, putting the pressure on the team DNS, onto Team DNS in such a high way.
Yeah, that was definitely a good game. Wait, top lane? That's almost a 1v1 situation. He did use Executor, was able to get a hit with the Renner's apathy, but that was a very close one at that. There might be a presence to the top lane, but Are is there to provide his team a little bit of a help that can help him survive. But Early game, 4 kills already into the hands of them. This guy is very angry of the treatment that he had been having into the first game. So this time around, he's trying to get those momentum with this assassin that he's using. So definitely is going to be having the lead in comparison to Insane onto that Akai, which I'm still not able to get used to. But yeah, definitely a good early game coming up for the side of Ascendria. Echelon. They can utilize this and try to find pickup over here and there because they do have a lot of pickups, right? The Kalea is there. There's a lot of damage already into the hands of Nam too, and they do have the Fursa who is flying all over the place because he does have the reason. Never mind, look at that.
Ogi shadow kill used, but that stun keeps him away from taking him his life. I'll be very honest with you. Curry Cutie is the gold standard for the EXP lane. He's doing so much, and he's also look at that. Electro uses the flicker to actually avoid getting taunted by Array in the moment that he needed the most. I think April is trying to actually jump in, but he does not. He decides to go back. Hayabusa clearing the bot lane, but in the mid lane we see heavy spin coming in, and we see Max in trouble. No, I think he's going to turn it around, but he will take a lot of damage in the process. This is the second turtle of the match. Look at that. Cool, the ultimate from the Kalia, the Tsunami Slam, but the Farsa Feather airstrike was a little too slow. But here comes the Hayabusa to actually get the damage done, but not going to get the kill on Insane Zin. Array will be taken out, though, and I think Insane Zin is next. The stun, and a hot take down on the turtle from the side. A team, Ascendria, Echelon, they are dominating throughout this game, 0-6.
0-6, definitely a stomp, I would say. I really wanted the game number 3, as I was saying, because Ascendria, they do have what it takes to try to fight against DNS in this kind of weak position that they are having right now. Mid lane, there's gonna be focus, and the turrets will be falling now, opening a lot of reason for the jungle of the side of DNS. So top lane, we might have to focus on that, because, hey, Shadow Kill.
Shadow Kill gets the kill on Moskov, and he's going straight back to the base. Bowen is going to have a fun time, counting sheep in the base for now, at least. Mm-hmm. And, well, to the bot side of the game, I think there's nobody's even... the minions are just fighting each other. It's absolutely cute.
It's absolutely cute, man. This is what you do, in a tournament like this. The XP laners usually does not really care about their lane. They just want to rotate, especially when you have a Badang. You really want to create your space for your teams and give away a little bit of a setup for yourself too. But yeah, the top laner will be onto the focus, and Executor will be successful in taking this, which is a very, very bad scenario for the side of DNS, because now they do not really have the spacing. When you are in the Gatot Gata, you really want to have the spacing to try to go for the setups and to try to get the taunts from the bushes and get the AOZ connecting most of the time. But this is what they cannot do here anymore, because the mid lane turret is taken down, and there's a lot of space already available for the side of Ascendria, Echelon. And one thing, the downside of this Akai is also one thing is that, never mind, bot lane.
The stun on Corey Cutie was absolutely required, but he's going to be taken out first, because obviously the grenade launcher is going to do a ton of damage, process for their airstrike, doing the artillery damage that was needed for their side, pushing Moscow back, allowing Team Ascendria Echelon to actually push the bot lane, have prominence throughout the maps. They've gotten everything that they need, but Kalia and everyone from the side of Team Ascendria going to the top lane make DNS kind of scared. They want to actually take the top tier 1, but they are not able to, because obviously Team Ascendria are on another level. They've ascended and quite literally are destroying.
I think this is all again for the side of Ascendria. Like, now, never mind, look at that.
Moskov is absolutely demolishing, Executor, but we'll be very honest with you. The damage is kind of lacking, especially with the, corrosion and everything. You will have the Trinity. You're not doing that much damage, especially early on. You're kind of, underwhelming. Turtle Slayer title goes to Nem. He's gotten the absolute glory of whatever was given to Insane Zen in the previous game. He now gets the title of Turtle Slayer, and soon maybe Lord Slayer, maybe. But then again, we need to actually see Moskov put some damage, put some more damage in, because Pavan does need more items, and he cannot get any farm if at all. There's no teamwork.
There's no team just yet, because I think it's kind of funny and nerve to say that. Bot lane Array.
The Tsunami Slam to actually take down Array was absolutely crucial in that given moment, because obviously once the front line is gone, now only threat that you got is Insane Zen. The heavy slam might actually be a threat, but then again, it's only going to be used if the backline is in trouble, or if they're actually going to get engaging, an engaging situation where they're actually in the advantage.
Mm-hmm. The fact that you mentioned Pawan Singh doesn't really have the damage just yet is because he does not have the Trinity, right? That's definitely gonna be costing them a little bit of a longer game. This is not really a good scenario, but one thing is that he's really not that behind in comparison to Executor, which I thought he would have been, but a lot of gold into the hands of Nem already, the Hayabusa with the Blade of Despair as well, but there's a lot of skirmishes happening, look at that.
Oh, Tsunami Slam catching Badang. Kyori Cutie gonna be taken out first. Feather Airstrike doing damage to Invoker. Invoker gets forced to go back. That means tier 2 in the mid lane is gonna get taken out. But that's gonna be traded off for tier 2 in the bot lane for the side of team Ascendria Echelon. And that's kind of hard. I mean, Hayabusa sees a kill. Kill. Purify being used. Oh, good grief. Purify being used was absolutely crucial for Pawan Singh's survival, but he's gonna land right into Phobius. AOG connecting, and look at that. Phobius is gonna actually be pinned down by the heavy slam. And well, Tsunami Slam also. There's a lot of slamming going on. Max will be taken out, and also RA in the process. Well, both teams they've lost the roamers. No, not roamer. I mean, Team DNS lost the roamer and EXP lane for the side of Team Ascendria, but that only gives an option for the Lord to be taken out by the side of Team Ascendria. They have the advantage, and they have the numbers that keep them in the top right now.
So, ladies and gentlemen, you are watching WrestleMania. Never mind, I was joking. This is gonna be a lot of lead already into the hands of Ascendria Echelon because this Hayabusa is already scaring me, man. 8k gold accumulated just by himself. Even all the gold that is into the hands of Ascendria is actually into the Hayabusa, which is the worst case scenario for DNS because, yeah, the backlines are not gonna be really, really safe. And even Pawan Singh hasn't been able to build out those wind of nature that can help him survive. Plus, how can he? He doesn't even have that 3D just yet, but the Lord into the mid lane, they might try to find something out of it, but ever so disciplined Ascendria will not be forcing anything out just yet because they know that one big mistake that the games can turn around for them because the DNS, they do have a late game scaling hero onto their side, but we might see something out here. Seto?
Shadows, but that's only a setup for absolutely nothing. It's just a Hayabusa setting up maybe a future kill, but that's not going to happen right now because DNS are absolutely together. They're one unit. All of them are staying together in the high ground, making sure nobody's going to make a mistake. Nobody's actually setting up for anything, especially not Akai, especially not Gata Kacha. Both of them are playing it very, very carefully. But look at that. The some damage. Oh, Tsunami Slam again, but heavy spin just completely takes her off guard, takes the kill on April, and look at that. Electro gets the kill and Insane's in, but Array actually jumps in and gets a ton of damage thrown at his face. Team Ascendria Echelon have the advantage right now, and they are going to take it. The Spear of Destruction catching, and taking down the minion. Absolutely crucial for their survival. But look, it's just a few more minions away from a loss. Watch out. Gets the kill on Invoker, and that's an easy GG's for the side of Team Ascendria Esports.
Ascendria Echelon. What was that, bro? I think DNS had the better draft, but they proved us wrong with the gameplay from the start. I think Nem survived long enough. I mean, not survived, did good enough to deserve the MVP here. Of course, is going to be getting the MVP 605 into the ranking. This is definitely one of a big move coming out from the side of Nem. Of course, Ascendria provided him a lot of vision, and I think it's kind of a curse that whoever gets the Kimmy never wins out because the first game Ace got Kimmy and they didn't really do anything with the Kimmy, and even this time around Invoker cannot do anything on this hero. So yeah, put him on a carry kind of hero, because Kimmy isn't really that worth it in this meta anymore, I would say, because there are so many other heroes that can really provide so much more. Even the Selena could have been good, but then again, I think the early game execution coming out from the side of Ascendria Echelon does a lot for them. They have a lot of early game. They give out a lot of damages and kills into the hands of Nem. 36% damage is what he did, and he was unstoppable from there. The early triple kill that he gotten, that was already a GG for the side of DNS, because when the Hayabusa gets a lot of kills under 3 minutes after the game, he's already getting so ahead, and Worst case, he already got the BOD so very early on, which means he was free farming 0 deaths. That's nothing DNS can do that can stop this guy. And so I think this is going to be changing a little bit, right, for the second game draft. Maybe, just maybe, Ascendria does not want the utility anymore. They might want the Hayabusa again.
Oh man, I'm gonna be honest with you. Right now, I think the only person that actually could utilize the utility to, its fullest extent would be Nem. He was absolutely amazing with the utility, and well, he did prove me wrong right now, with, of course, the assassin jungler Hayabusa. But then again, it could just be Hayabusa doing his work, or I mean Kakashi doing his work. That's just thought armor. That was just thought. I'll be very honest with you. But Nem is really good. I'll be very honest with you. This dude is absolutely amazing in certain situations. And, well, this previous match, kind of like the situation that you want for Nem to actually shine. He did amazing, and Insane Zin was absolutely dumbfounded by how good he was playing. 3 turtles and a Lord? Dude, that's enough to actually take the game. Dude, I'm not joking. He could have actually gotten the second Lord too, but then again, who wants to actually delay the game even more? They got the they got the opportunity to end the game. They took it.
They took it very, very well, and that's definitely gonna be something DNS have to be more careful about. But now we're gonna be going for the game number 3 again. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, for the WWE. We're gonna be seeing another heavy slams coming in from both of the teams. But yeah, never mind. This is gonna be the final game for the best of 3 series. Ascendria Echelon will be having the first pick, and DNS will be having the second pick. So what can they ban here? Baxia will go. Jusen will go. 1-1 will be banned again, most probably. Yeah, there we go. And even the Baxia has to go. So Ascendria, Baxia. Even Ascendria can. Hey, wait. They can keep the Lancelot, right? Or do not want to play the Lancelot?
I mean, to be honest, right now, Ascendria Echelon have the first pick, so I think them going for maybe the Hayabusa or Lancelot would be the optimal choice, especially after the previous game. Nem, with his, insane amount of, what do you call it? What's that word? I forgot.
Damage?
His map presence. His map presence, I mean. He was
Thorns remain. Petals fall.
Oh, they go for the Lancelot ban.
Right.
Again, the thing ends 1-1. I think the Kadita is next for the Baxias. No surprise. I'll be very honest with you. This is the same thing that's been happening for the past 2 games. I'm not going to be excited unless, of course, they ban Argus.
Argus, I don't think we're gonna be seeing any Argus, man. Hate to break it to you, but we might eventually see the Kadita and the Baxia here. If it's different, yeah, well, there we go. We are not keeping ourselves, right? We know these teams, man. We know them already. But okay, and one thing I'm sure is that these 2 teams have been consistently winning on the Farsa. So the Farsa contest is definitely gonna be out there, given the fact that Ascendria, they ban away the Lancelot, they could be the ones safely picking the Farsa again. So, Gatot ban, will they ban the Gatot or will they give it away? Oh wait, the CC can be banned here, right? Or if they want to pick out the CC, but the thing is, Max is also more well versed on playing the tanky XP laners, so they can ban the CC here, or is there any other things that they can ban away? Fanny? I don't think Fanny will be banned, right?
I don't think so, because Penny is actually kind of like, what do you call it, a situational hero, but in the hands of, it's absolutely in situational. It's in every situation you can use the Fanny, but Gatok, like you said, Gatok Catch actually gets banned off. Ascendria Echelon don't really want a Ray going on the Gatok Catch again. No surprise there. Kadita getting banned again. Same bans, I'm not surprised. The CC in the previous game, Gacha right now. He's just swapping up 1 or 2 heroes.
There we go.
Ascendria go for the CC?
Perfect. I like that. But Max is more good on those setters, right? The tanky setters. So maybe he wanna play a new leaf with that. He can also do this as well. So this is gonna be a Arlot, right? For DNS, they should play they should pick the Arlot very early, but also they can Dickensons, I'm not sure. Oh, Versa is good here actually. Versa, Phobius, or Arlott? Or Hayabusa. They want to go for the Hayabusa first pick. Oh, never mind. I had thought in my mind that DNS might eventually want to go for the those assassins and not those utility again, and I've forgotten. But the Hayabusa was out there, very very good. But still, a Lapu against CC. No Arlott.
I mean, to be fair, CC and Lapu Lapu are pretty good against each other. They do have kind of like this feud going on. I'll be very honest with you. CC has, that DPS damage over time, but Lapu Lapu has instantaneous damage.
And been itching for
tends
a
to have
real
longer
fight.
cooldowns, unlike CC, of course, who can just keep spamming the yo-yos. I think it depends on who actually engages and who does not. That, the XP lane will be depending on. But then again, the Hayabusa, no surprise there. I think Dickensons really don't want Ascendria Esports and Nem getting on the Hayabusa again, especially not this time when it's a very crucial match deciding the fate of who wins this
Experience
best of three.
the euphony
but
of
Ascendria
suffering.
really just go for that Kalia pick and the Ranger pick, which again is not surprising. I'll be kind of honest with you. Executor with the Granger underwhelmed me in the first game, but now I think I should actually, just have a backseat, not complain about it, and give him, all shots, because he's going to be taking a lot of shots right now.
I think it's more of a comfort too here for Ascendria. So Versa, should they go for the Versa? Okay, there we go. Invoker onto the Versa again. That's definitely a valid choice. He can bring the
See
Purify
value
too,
in
which
me?
is an amazing hero too against
should.
the Granger. So the bans can come through. Fredrin taken away by DNS. And Ascendria, they can remove a gold lane here. What is good? Iritel can go, the Moskov can go, and there's also another option that Pawansing loves to play. It's actually the Herlion. Like you said about the Fanny, it becomes more of a situational most of the time. So, what is good? Oi, they ban away the Hylos instead. Dang.
Oh, why the Hylos?
Now Akai
What?
enters
Why?
the scene.
What?
I think it's more of a because the Kalia does have a
Let's go.
does struggle against Hylos because it kind of stopped down the ultimates. It kind of force you to just try to ult onto the first person you see, and it becomes the Hylos that the mid soakers, and it cannot really do well. So it kind of
Magic is
understandable.
my life.
But Iritel is very understandable here. Okay, there we go. I think I predicted a lot of DNS picks, man. Harry.
Sure, I was actually expecting the Claude, and Harriet is actually surprising. The magic image might actually put Granger in a tough situation, a peculiar situation there. He might actually have to go for that, what do you call it? The Rose Gold
Purify?
Meteor and the winter. No, the Rose Gold Meteor
the Rose
and the
Gold.
Wind of Nature for this game, at least, because Harriet is going to actually pierce through with his magic damage, and also the Hayabusa might actually just kill him, so he has to go for the Wind of Nature. So either that or Athena Shield Wind of Nature, or maybe the Rose Gold Wind of Nature might actually work for him. But I think investing a lot into defensive items might actually hamper your
The falling
damage.
stars
But
brought us here.
instead of CC,
Uranus
we get
jungle?
Hylos. Granger?
No, Uranus jungle crooks.
Uranus? Oh,
Jungle.
dude, it's a Uranus in the jungle. What?
Oi, pick up the Valier. Doom. nah, I'm joking. The Valier is not a good option here. But Ascendria, there is the advantage. They love playing the Novaria and the Granger together. But look at this surprising pick here from DNS. Oh, that's a debut pick for this tournament. Atlas coming through. Oh my goodness. What is DNS cooking? I mean, I do understand they do have a lot of damage. But Atlas, so they kind of want to force the Granger onto the Purify, right? So Insane can go in
Payback
and dive in onto him.
Magic is my life.
Wait,
Dang.
I just had a thought. I
Yeah.
just had a thought.
Bring it in.
So Kalia is a hero that can actually, go between the enemies and then just pick one person up. Do you think Atlas is a father?
Oh,
Because,
oh,
that's what
yeah.
Atlas does too. He uses the second skill, just rushes into the enemy, and then uses his movement to catch all 5 of them. Kalia is just like a watered down, maybe a Walmart edition of Atlas.
Walmart.
I'm so sorry. This is some shower thought. Sorry, guys.
Sour thought. I mean, sour thoughts are most of the where the geniuses are coming through, because they still work out. Because like you mentioned, Atlas is more of a hero that can target everyone. Kalia targets only once. He does have the seal. But the fact that the passive coming out from Atlas kind of give out that early game stun so long that it can really work well in accordance with the versus gameplay. So, oh my god, I don't know who's gonna be winning, Crooks. I'm kind of in a storm right now.
Hey, I've seen the Atlas. I'm actually in love with this pick. I really support this side of Team DNS, but then again, we're in the land of dumb. We don't necessarily know who's going to win, because both teams have good macro. They've got good positioning, and they've got good map presence. Look at that, though. On the top side, this is the first time in my life that I've seen people engaging in the gold lane before the minions even start. Holy crap. That's the first time in my life.
Crap. First time in my life.
I've been playing this game for 8 years, dude.
And this is the first time you're seeing this, right? Yeah, you get to experience everything at once right now. But you're in a jungle, huh? Okay, look at that.
Retribution secures the Wanderer, nothing happening. But let's just talk about the top lane again. They're like, minions को छोड़ो भाई, उसको मैंने को नहीं.
Oh, there's a lot of pressure already built up by Executor. This guy is very comfortable on this particular hero, and I like that. But yeah, bot lane can kind of, this is why I said Lapu against the CC is kind of, like a 50-50 still, but into the game, into the mid, the team fights, the Lapu have much more of a benefit than the CC. So let's see what they can do here, because Insane has already gotten the level 4, so he's much more going to be available than the Uranus. So let's see what he can do here into the early stages, because in the previous game, Nem was able to find a kill out on bot lane. Look at that.
Star Shatter doing a ton of damage on Kirikiri, but he's able to actually sidestep all the damage that was coming his way after the Star Shatter. It kind of like put him off his guard, but he was able to actually escape from that. He's recalling now, but the first turtle of the match is going to be spawning in, and Hayabusa Insane Zen is positioned well. He's kind of in a little bit of a predicament if they catch him, but no Kalia Tsunami Slam, so that means Farsa is just going to use the Feather Airstrike to get the first blood off the match. April is down. Invoker is going to fly back away, but look at that. Hayabusa's shadow was a trap. Uranus is right there to actually just catch him off guard, gets a kill. Nem is able to get the kill on Insane Zin, and Hyriath uses his command force to get the kill on Max, who came from the top side. There was another death, though, one that I forgot to mention. It was Nem who was going to go down before the turtle began. Damn, that was sad.
That was sad, man. I thought, they could find something out of there when they take down Insane. But, Array, they does have the Fatal Links. We are waiting for the sets coming through from him. Never mind, look at that.
Tsunami Slam might actually set up for a good Fatal Links. That was a good Fatal Links, pulling 3 people away. But Array is going to go back into the base, and so is Cutie. Because obviously those two are very cute, but at the top side, we see some man force, and Harry is doing a number on Executor, but Invoker also doing a number on April. So we're not gonna get that month in this year. That's sad. April's gone.
Turtle. Wait, Insane did not have the chance to use out the retribution, so that's also one thing we cannot really talk about his retribution right there. But he's falling down the second time in a row. But the bot lane.
Oh, dude, Lapu just slams his big sword onto CC's face and takes him down. Star Shatter, okay. Star Shatter trying to give vision, but no vision provided whatsoever. RA is the only one who was actually exposed. Uranus is kind of in the front lines. He's doing what he's supposed to do. He's supposed to take a lot of damage and survive. Tsunami Slam, predictable, but very, very short-lived, because the Purify was just there to save. Invoker's life, and look at that. I think Fatal Link's absolutely stunned. Oh, why? Nem is going to be taken out. Corey Cutie gets the kill on that, but April is also going to get it taken out because Insane Zin does not want to actually have fun on April because someone lied to him in that month. Array is actually in trouble because he doesn't have the kill ready. Max gets the kill, and he is going back to the base.
Where did those two teams that have been have been playing very slow into the first two games gone to? Because this is a full-on brawl we are seeing, and a lot of slams happening, a lot of sword swinging happening. So there's a lot of kills all across the board for all the teams right now. But you know, the one advantage is that Bawansing was able to solo kill onto Executor. That was the gain that DNS had when they lose out to this turtle. But early rotation coming out from Corey Cutie, the XP lane is gonna be completely ignored. Again, level 7 for both of the jungles. Look at the set.
I think nothing's going to be happening anytime soon, but Corey Cutie might actually be taken out. Feather Airstrike putting damage on a Nem. Fatal Links putting the killing blow. Invoker getting the kill, obviously, but the killing blow being done by Array. Retribution on the ready. Insane Zin, though, he will not be able to use the Retribution because obviously he is going to be going back to the base, and Max will get the secure on the turtle and also allow his team to put the pressure down on the mid lane tier 1. But I think Corey Cutie has other ideas. Look at April. He's trying to get inside too far deep in. He's taking a lot of magic damage, and he will be taken out pretty swiftly, but Max is going to take revenge for April's death by taking the mid laner from the side of Team DNS. And the top lane, dude, this is so much happening in the same match. Because top lane tier 1 gets taken out, and bot lane tier 1 also gets pressured by Executor. Here comes the Ogi Shadow kill. He might get the kill, but no, Executor saves him just in the nick of time. He's able to escape, and Executor lives to see another day.
Yeah, that was so close, man. But yeah, fortunate for the side of DNS, he was able to defend onto the bottom lane. He was so close to falling down again. But interesting first wheel choice coming in from the side of April is that he went for the Oracle, which is going to be giving a lot of a heal, but that's going to be an Astro recall onto 3-member. A lot of reason already provided by the Novaria here onto his main hero, that is Executor. But okay, a bit Electro, but the bot lane, take it down.
Nothing going to be happening there, I think, because obviously Corey Cutie is in a good position and actually keeps himself safe, but that is not going to be the case for Executor. Fatal Link for absolutely no reason. I think Executor might be in trouble. He might be getting stunned. Invoker doing the damage that was required, but then again, Array is going to be taken out for engaging on Executor. Shadow Ogi kill are doing some damage, but not enough. I think Kalia might have actually gotten the kill, but April, you're going to get taken out too for the crime of harassing Insane Zin.
Yeah, that was so close of a survival coming out from the side of the Hayabusa. Insane was able to do well, but the flicker commitment coming in from the Atlas from Array was perfectly on point because he does have the information that the Granger did not have the flicker and he can be engaged upon, and he did not bring the Purify, so it was a free food for Atlas here, and a very good communication coming out from Invoker as well. He was able to be there on time trying to get something out of it, but the turtle is going to be taken onto the side of Ascendria Echelon. Look at that.
Oh, the Feather Airstrike and Corey Cutie's combination was absolutely spot on, getting the kill on Max, but look, it's going to be Corey Cutie sacrificing himself to Electro because obviously Electro does so much. Fatal Links, though, connecting on to Executor, but that will be a sacrifice from April to keep Executor alive. Zaman Force here now, but Nem decides to back off because he does not have the mana to actually take on more damage.
That's actually a win for the side of DNS, very surprisingly so, because we can see that Ascendria and Echelon were having the actual good position here to try to focus onto this Lord, to try to take something out of it again. But yeah, talking about the compensation again, the bot lane is going to be taken down by Pawansi, which means that they are going to be getting something out of the debts that Corey has already given away. So that's also one thing that they can gain upon. But yeah, Harriet's onto the other hand, but once he already getting a lot of bills onto his hands, he's going to be needing the Holy Crystal to try to beat that menace like a kid he is onto that Harriet. So it can actually work out, but he's going to be needing a little bit of a time still. But a lot of pressure already going over for Ascendria Echelon. They are scattering all over the place around the Lord. They're trying to find something out of this, but Array going in.
I think he's not going to find anybody. The feathered airstrike, though, absolutely no reason to actually pop it. But it does provide. Oh, Tsunami Slam, though, gets Corey Cutie in a top spot. Executor gets the kill. Executor J doing the, jolly stuff, taking the kills from right under the noses of Team DNS because he has the support of April. And Tsunami Slam, oh, hell no.
Hell no. Tsunami Slam is very important here, but look at that. April will be trading his life again. That's gonna be an XP for a rumor, I would say, but Ray, he has been flying all over the place, just trying to get something out of it. Even though he does not have the Fatal Links, he kind of give out the Visionary. Never mind. Oh.
It's a bird. It's a plane. No, it's Superman. I'm kidding. It's Invoker. He gets the kill on. He doesn't get the kill, but he does put the pressure on Executor and stun him, keeping him in place so that, him and Insane Zen could get the kill on him. Executor is down, but the Lord is down too. Star Shatter does not connect in time. It was a little too slow. Astral Recall got the position on the enemies, but nobody from the side of Team... but it's not going to be the same. It's going to be absolutely disruptive. Nothing, actually. Nothing.
Nothing?
No, nothing. Insane Zen is not actually going in.
Alright. This guy is doing us PTSD, man. Just trying to do something out of it. Never mind, Flicker!
Fatal Link's only catching Uranus, but I think, if you want to put a link on the most beefiest hero of the game, you have to be absolutely sure that you're going to take him down in a matter of seconds, but no. It was not going to happen. Nem is too tanky.
It was actually very funny, man. I get the reason, right? I get the imagery where what Doom was trying to do out there. He was trying to get something in between the towers, but he wasn't able to do so. But for the airstrike again,
I don't think it's going to actually do anything because both teams are trying to play it best. And I think Ogi Shadow Kill might connect, but not enough damage. Dude, without the stacks, Hayabusa does not do any damage. True. Both of them are trying practically, they don't have anything to actually work with. Both of the teams really need at least one of the enemies to be taken out before they can engage, and it's not happening. Both teams are staying alive and healthy. There's absolutely nothing that's going to happen. Star Shatter is just going to be clearing minions everywhere, and you've got Kalia putting some pressure, and Atlas putting some pressure, but that's pretty much it. Oh, look at the bot lane. I think Hayabusa is going to be taken out. No, he will be caught with a Tsunami Slam when he is retreating. He will be able to use it. Oh, he's able to retreat. Call me.
Oh, man. Men.
I don't know. I'm confused. Sorry, my brain's not working there.
I can feel the frustration coming out from the Novara man not hitting Insane right at the time he was 1 HP. But yeah, nevertheless, looking at the build so far coming through for the side of both these teams, we can see that Insane is trying to go for that BOD, which will be the main damage he's going to be trying to look for, but the top lane might be under the focus. Nothing just yet, but fleeting time into the hands of April. Actually, he wants to go for those setups. He wants to go for the pick off most of the time, but unfortunate enough, he wasn't able to find anything across the board. But one thing's for sure, Holy Crystal already into the hands of Pawan Singh, so that's definitely going to be halting the front line and the back lines on the side of Ascendria Echelon. But the advantage is that they are forcing, Executor to pick away that Wind of Nature just because of the presence of the Hayabusa, like you already mentioned. So that's definitely something out there. But Corey, Brace Fighter going in.
I think the curtain call might actually not be the curtain call for Corey Cutie, but the feather airstrike just might be. No. I just put my hopes up. No, nobody's gonna actually get killed. Absolutely painful to watch. Both of them are just testing each other. They're just testing each other's, awareness. They're trying to actually pressure the other person to make the first move, but both teams are not interested in taking the first move at all. And that's kind of making me impatient.
But these teams are so disciplined. It's kind of Ascendria has been so much of a discipline. There was a little bit of a tease coming in from the side of Insane. He knows, man. He knows that he's going to be targeted upon because the Lord is already up and going. So the fight is definitely going to be up. But this time around, they do not really have the setup for the long lane. So that's this is going to be a full-on fight we're going to be seeing. Look at the start.
Oh, Corey Cutie actually getting caught by the Tsunami Slam. Executor Jr. gets the kill on Corey Cutie. The first kill of the match in a while. But look at that. Hayabusa Shadow Ogi kill does a lot of damage, but he might actually be taken out. April, though, he gets taken out first. Max gets the kill. Max gets the double kill. And Nem is also taken out, but Walker gets taken out for a triple kill for the side of Team Ascendria. Echelon. Absolutely beautiful gameplay from the side of Team Ascendria. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful.
No.
It was totally worth the wait, and I absolutely don't regret it now.
I adore this April, man. He knows who's gonna be targeted. I mean, of course, you're gonna be having the anti-CC, but that's definitely not gonna be working out when you do not really use the bravest fighter for Curry Cutie. He cannot be really the setter. Oh, wait, they try to go for the end.
Oh, they're actually ignoring all the minions, but the minions are not there anymore. Look at that. Atlas is going to connect. He might use the Fatal Links. He will connect the Fatal Links.
What?
But that one person is the most important person in the game because he's doing the most damage. And look at that. Novaria is able to use the Star Shatter to escape from that situation. Max, though, he does have the stacks from his passive to actually run away from that dangerous situation. He was actually in trouble, but look at that. Another Tsunami Slam. And the Demand Force. Look at Shadow Oki Kill doing a ton of damage to Max. And also April. Oh, both of them are taken out. That was a complete 180.
180 indeed. What was that, Ascendria? We were talking about how disciplined they were, but that last call was definitely not the bravest or the most genius thing that they are going to be doing. That was so dumb. They could have literally go for the Lord and try to set up for the inhibitors and play it slow because they already have a lot of damage into the hands of Executor. They didn't risk for him to fall down again. That was a very, very important and a weird fluke coming out from the side of Ascendria, so that's going to be giving a breathing room for that side of DNS, so they're going to be having the lead because they have the Lord into their hands. The lanes will not be definitely sinking because it was a fast Lord that they are having right now, but they'll be able to get those the tier turrets here, especially into the top lane, so they have a gain out of it. The mid lane will be able to, they can actually eventually take the mid lane if they play their cards right again, but inhibitors will be actually safe. Ascendria, they were so close. What did they do?
What they did was absolutely stupid. I'll be very honest with you. Jumping into the enemy base when Lapu Lapu is back in action, especially 4 seconds before he's back in action, you do not have the amount of wave clear like a Lapu Lapu does. He just pops the ultimate, and the moment he does, he's absolutely shredding minions and also your HP in a matter of seconds. And I think Ascendria kind of underappreciated that hero and kind of like got an answer for that. Actually, Corey Cutie, he takes a star shatter to the face, but the Athena shield is able to keep him alive and well. Just the regen spell is enough to keep him back on full HP. He's safe for now, but look at that. I'll be very honest with Array's positioning. I think they're trying to go for a bait style. They want Ascendria to actually engage first and then re-engage with Array's ultimate, the Fatal Links. I think it's a good plan, but I have my own doubts.
An interesting build coming out from Array is that he built out the Twilight armor. I think it's because they do have a lot of physical damage coming out from Max as well as Executor, especially Executor. And hey, like you already mentioned, they're going to be building out the Wind of Nature. I mean, not they. Executor will have to bring the Wind of Nature as well as the Rose Gold because there's a one physical, one magic damage dealing potential coming out from the side of DNS, so he cannot risk any time falling around because this is a 17-minute already. The Lord is going to be evolved and they really, really want to go for the Lord. But the thing is, they also have a lot of damage onto the hands of the Novaria already, so Electro, this is his main hero and he really wanted Novaria to work well as much as possible. But the Rust coming in, look at that.
Keeps Max cut off from his teammates. Insane gets the kill on Max, which is crucial for the next team fight that's going to be occurring. But Star Shatter almost getting the kill, and Insane's in. If only the Sky Piercer existed, and I mean it does exist, but I think April's going to go for the Tsunami Slam is not going to do much, but the Fatal Links is going to turn it around. Here comes the Feather Airstrike, and there's a Man Force, and Walker gets the kill on Electro. And Pawansin gets the kill on Executor Jr., but Pawansin falls in the process. But I think Nem is going to be healthy and alive. But the Ogi Shadow kill and also, Lapu Lapu doing a ton of damage. I think Nem won't be able to survive this. What? He will be able to jump. He will be.
What? What is this game, dude? What are they doing?
people are dying, some people are alive. What?
Oh my god, some people alive with 1 HP, some people falling down when they are the one attacking. Oh damn, they do not have Pawansing anymore into the picture. This can be a potential contest coming up for Ascendria Echelon, but Uranus is not out there. There's a John coming in. There's not much they can do. There's going to be a free lock coming through for the side of DNS. This is a new of Lord, mind you, and they do have a ways to try to get the mid and the bot lane inhibitors and potentially end the game, but they cannot really end the game because there's also a engage and a disengage tool coming up on the side of Ascendria Echelon. But one thing's for sure, Array, when he does have the flicker, he will try to look for something out when the Lord is marching down onto the top lane. Actually, this is going to be a Lord into the top lane, so it can be handled by Ascendria, but they're freezing the lane here, trying to build a big minion wave that can stop the Lord, but will they be able to do so because the minion is dying though?
I don't think they can, actually. I have no doubt in my mind that DNS might actually just win this game with this one end, but I do have the faith from Ascendria Esports. I have faith on Ascendria Esports and their Ascendria Echelon and their gameplay. They've been doing pretty well throughout this whole best of threes. But look at that. The bot lane is not going to be defended at all. Bot lane tier 3 is going to be taken out. Mid lane tier 3 in trouble now, I think. Corey Cutie engaging and the Tsunami Slam catching him off guard. But look at that. Hayabusa with the Ogi Shadow kill, allowing Corey Cutie to escape. But Nem is going to be the first one to be taken out. April, second, following through. Max, third. A double kill for, Insane Zin. And I think the Wind of Nature actually keeps him alive. Star Shatter takes out 2 immortalities at the same time and gets the kill on Insane Zin. That's absolutely beautiful. And I think they've got a fighting chance now. Feather Airstrike, putting the pressure. Electro getting falsely attacked by that homing missile that Harry had just used after using the Chrono Dash. And that's going to be an easy GG's for the side of Team DNS. Ascendria Echelon, you did amazing, but that's going to be a win, no, 2 actually, for the side of Team DNS. Dickensons get the win and also the best of 3.
Yeah, that was amazing, but oh my god. I mean, I might get killed for this, but the Fallen's Prodigy has been rising again onto the Assassin as well, but definitely a good one. I was actually kind of disappointed that Array did not go for the Flicker Fatal Links, I was waiting for that. But what can you do there when you have Corey Cutie just driving in the bravest fighter onto the backline most of the time and able to get something out of it and even survive with that? But man, oh man, Ascendria, they do it so well. They're fighting their game. This is a game dragged to the third one, and this was almost a win for the side of Ascendria Echelon just because of one hiccup. They weren't able to win, but kudos to them as well because they are able to play it so very, very well. But unfortunately, they will be losing out onto this. They do have another match if they in the lower bracket, but they are not completely knocked away. But DNS will be the first one trying to getting into the finals, into the underdog. So that's definitely something that we can also focus on because I think it's been so long that we have seen DNS into the finals, so this is definitely going to be a threat for the fans as well, especially for the fans of Insane too. Yeah, they are playing so good, and of course we can shine the light onto the MVP Invoker, onto the Farsa. Man, what did I say? Give him the Farsa, he'll be able to carry the game.
Hey, and if you actually gave, Corey Cutie to CC, he would have actually been the MVP. But then again, at both matches where Invoker got the Farsa, he was outperforming everyone else, and he was providing most of the utility for the team. Even if, a utility jungler is actually looked up upon, you've got the Farsa, you've got to look up upon Invoker, because this guy is flying up in the sky, and like I mentioned, it's not a bird, it's not a plane, it's Invoker on the Farsa.
That's what I think. I like that line, man. It's not a bird, it's not a plane, it's Invoker dropping the artillery. Yeah, that's definitely an atom bomb on the challenge. But yeah. 20-minute game, definitely a threat for the eyes for all the teams, all the viewers out there, especially the fans of the DNS, of course, in particular. But Ascendria Echelon, I want to shout out to them. They are playing so good. They showed what they can do. They are showing us how much of a good player that they were, because they were able to reach up to this point where they are going toe to toe with DNS too. So amazing performance coming out from both of the teams. That was an amazing series, dare I say. Definitely. So even in the lower brackets, they are going to be having the chance to face against the winner. So we will have to see who they're going to be facing against. So that's not the end of the road for them still, but DNS will be breathing a sigh of relief, but it's not going to be the end for them either because it's not the champion just yet. So we'll have to wait and see for those next fixtures that's going to be coming up as well. But yeah, that was it for the underdogs, guys. That's the best of three we are seeing, and a full three game series, and it was amazing by far. So anything you really want to say, Coach, before we go off?
And nothing. That was absolute amazing effort from the team, Ascendria, Echelon. They did amazing in the second game. They did amazing in the third game. They fell short in the first game, but I said it. It's probably because I said it. I'm so sorry about that. When they pick such in, it does not really work out for them. It does not. I stick to that. I will always stick to that. If at all they actually prove me wrong, I will salute them. But then until that day, I will not stop saying this. Don't pick Gisan Shin.
No.
You should not. It's like a bad luck charm for you. But back to DNS. They were kind of good in the first game, but they fell short. But they pulled through in the second and third game. They were able to completely turn around the third game, which I actually suspected Ascendria to actually win. But to be fair, they did get the win. DNS champs, absolute champs.
Perfect. We're going to be seeing them into the next round as well, because that's not the end. How many times I'm going to be mentioning that that's not the end? Because, there are people who are always curious about if it's the end or not. Yeah, it's not. They are on their way to the champions. So, Ascendria also have a chance. So we will see if they pick up the Yisun or not again, or if they're going to be playing the Hayabusa, because it was good. And DNS, stick to your disciplined gameplay, man. Did work out, and it will be working out again. So that was it for the best of three. We have one more going on until the next, but before that, me and Kurt, we're going to be signing off, and we'll be taking a short break, so stay tuned.
Next stop, Evergarden Station. Welcome aboard Metro Zero. All souls must remain inside the train at all times. The terminal station is Evergarden Station.
Zero is pulling in. Look alive.
Car 4. Clear.
Car 5. Clear.
Next stop, Evergarden Station. Welcome aboard Metro Zero. All souls must remain inside the train at all times. The terminal station is Evergarden Station.
Zero is pulling in. Look alive.
Car 4. Clear.
Car 5. Clear.
Next stop, Evergarden Station. Welcome aboard Metro Zero. All souls must remain inside the train at all times. The terminal station is Evergarden Station.
Zero is pulling in. Look alive.
Car 4. Clear.
Car 5. Clear.
Zero is pulling in. Look alive.
Car 4. Clear.
Car 5. Clear.
Next stop, Evergarden Station. Welcome aboard Metro Zero. All souls must remain inside the train at all times. The terminal station is Evergarden Station.
Zero is pulling in. Look alive.
Car 4. Clear.
Car 5. Clear.
Next stop, Evergarden Station. Welcome aboard Metro Zero. All souls must remain inside the train at all times. The terminal station Station.
Zero is pulling in. Look alive.
Car 4. Clear.
Car 5. Clear.
Next stop, Evergarden Station. Welcome aboard Metro Zero. All souls must remain inside the train at all times. The terminal station is Evergarden Station.
Zero is pulling in. Look alive.
Car 4. Clear.
Car 5. Clear.
Next stop, Evergarden Station. Welcome aboard Metro Zero. All souls must remain inside the train at all The terminal station is Evergarden Station.
Zero is pulling in. Look alive.
Car 4. Clear.
Car 5. Clear.
Next stop, Evergarden Station. Welcome aboard Metro Zero. All souls must remain inside the train at all times. The terminal station is Evergarden Station.
Zero is pulling in. Look alive.
Car 4. Clear.
Car 5. Clear.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and their lovely pets, of course. Welcome to Nerd 3.0, presented to you by Wardrum Games, of course. And currently, you are watching the Underdog Playoffs, day number 2. We are right into the bracket where it's do or die situation. Both the teams, they are at this, at a very tough position. They have to win it to move to the next round to face, I think, DNS once again, because the team that just got knocked down was Team Ascendria Echelon, and right now they will be facing Incognito. But before that, guys, I need to introduce you to myself. My name is Shinryu. I'm going to be a caster as well as host for this game, and I'm joined by my good friend Crucifix, who will just say hello in a few moments. Right, Crucifix?
Hey yo, it's me again, obviously, but from the previous game, the same guy. What's up, guys? I hope everyone's doing great.
Yep. I hope they're doing great, Crucifix, because the night is about to get more explosive, right? With the next match, we already saw what Ascendria Echelon they're capable of, just falling a bit short, but who can blame them, right? It's against a good team, so I think they have learned a lot, and hopefully they can implement. But for them, it's a very I would say hungry team waiting down here for the revenge to get to the next slot. Both the teams, I would say, they might be on par. Some debates can go on about that for sure, but Incognito versus Ascendria Echelon, what are your thoughts about that?
I just hope that Ascendria Echelon does not pick the Isenshin again. Never again.
Oh.
That's honestly what I'm actually looking forward to. No Sunshine from the side of Team Ascendria Echelon, because that kind of is like the curse hero that they have in their whole roster.
Okay. I even saw a Uranus jungle in the last game, right? If I was not mistaken. So,
yep.
What do you think about that unorthodox pick, though?
Look, Uranus jungle is kind of like having a beefy, tanky hero in the jungle position. You won't die that easily, but you can't really do much. You're just there to actually soak up a lot of damage, take everything that's coming your way, and still survive. Which, of course, Nem kind of like showed with his utmost amazing sustain capabilities. But again, the whole point of a jungler is you either can stun the enemy, like using Alpha to get the Spear of Alpha on the enemy jungler, and then Retribution time right, or you can actually just have like a lot of mobility, which Uranus lacks. You can escape slows, of course, with the ultimate, but you've got to have something that's actually worthwhile to keep in the jungle and shine in the jungle, obviously, because you have the Uranus, you're just soaking up damage. If you get CC'd, you're done for.
Yeah, so basically what you mean is like it's better off to the EXP, right? Don't touch it into the jungle at this point, right, Crucifix?
Definitely, dude. Neither Uranus nor Yusunshin, both of these heroes, out of the picture.
Let's hear from the crowd. Make some noise for yours truly.
Once again, this time we are all ready into the draft, right? Incognito, they will have the first pick here. Crucifix, you can see it on your screen too, right? And Ascendria Echelon, they have the second pick here. The bans are already here too. The 1-1 as well as the CC getting banned from the respective teams. And so far, you did mention, Ascendria, they should not go for the, I would say, the YSS, nor the Uranus jungle. Most probably they can pick it for sure. But, Incognito, for the first game that I have seen them playing, they were really consistent. They were really good. They even got a Savage, onto the, I would say, this, the Lancelot. I think Ashburn was, I hope it's from this team, right? Or it is a different team that I'm completely... Okay, this is not the Ashborn, right? This is actually the Reaper, who actually played Fanny yesterday, so that's a different person I'm talking about. So maybe my memories are just getting shuffled around a little bit, but again, even the Reaper, I think, he has got good potential into the jungle, and the rest of the team can follow him up, so I'm looking to a good matchup for sure, but again, Ascendria Echelon, they did play a 3-game series. So do you think that, this entire, the stress or even the tire, what do they call that thing? The
what?
I'm just lost with the word. What is that word called? The
stress, the tension, the pressure. Is that what you're looking for? Or
I'll get to the word. But look at the bans once again. The Bhaxia, the Kadita, as well as the Kadut Kacha getting banned. A lot of tanky heroes, EXP / roamers, and even some damage dealers getting banned. So what do you think?
Hey, to be fair, the Bhaxia being banned, it's infamy from NEM. NEM's infamy is spread far and wide. Previous game, you didn't get NEM getting the Bhaxia at all, because obviously NEM on the Bhaxia is wild. He just goes on like as though he's a Rolls Royce. Well, in Landadon, of course, you're going to actually take a lot of damage if you actually flex around, but That guy just makes it work, regardless of the situation. But look at that. 1-1 and Erto getting banned. That means Granger is open for grabs for both of the teams. Incognito have the opportunity to snag him first. Will they snag it first, or will they go for the Yisun Shin? Would they go for something that's actually worthwhile other than the Granger? Obviously, he's not the best, course of action, the best hero to pick in. But, yeah, it just depends on how the teams are actually trying to draft themselves.
Kalia, man. I think Kalia still deserves the first pick. A lot of the times that hero can really perform well. And most teams, they like to go for that hero, but okay, not the Kalia, not the YSS either, and not even the Granger. It's going to be a Lancelot coming into the picture from the side of Team Incognito. Ascendria, they do have the option to go for the YSS. Will they commit though?
I am not the only one bound by these chains.
They didn't go for the YSS, they go for the Phobias instead, dude. If they pick up YSS, it's gonna be an easy win for Incognito. I'm not suing. It's like a jinx, dude. If you pick the hero, you're cursing yourself to lose. Man, please listen to me. Don't pick that hero. Kalia and Phobias, good. I'm happy with that picks, but please, no YSS.
Okay, no YSS for sure for right now. You can see Ascendria, they go for 2 tanky BP heroes onto the mid, onto the roam, and alongside the EXP rain, right? So these 2 heroes, they are really not a tough, but a really good, good start, I would say. Good picks coming in from the side of Ascendria. Pick off as well as the sustain and AK, the bully hero that does give a lot of problems to those dashy heroes like Lancelot itself. So I think the Phobias definitely make a good appearance here for the draft of Ascendria. Their composition is looking so far so good. But again, the Granger was let go, even the Farsa was let go out here, so are there possibilities that Incognito might go for the specs though?
Only love
if they do, they need to have a good front line. They need to actually make sure their backline is not going to be in trouble. Oh, they do. They do. They've got the backline that can actually sustain through any kind of damage. That's the Sicilian getting picked onto the side of Team Incognito. And also the Esmeralda, which is actually a good counter to most, heroes that got the heals getting in. And Phobias, though, he gets a heal from his passive, so I think he's going to have a hard time against an Esmeralda. Not necessarily, but I would be very honest with you. The Farsa versus the Sicilian, I think we have a clear winner, dude. The Farsa, if at all, the Sicilian thing with Claus does not connect onto the Farsa. And, the Sicilian, of course, will be taken out if Farsa can be out of range of Sicilian's Bat Beast.
Yeah, absolutely, and there's an instant Farsa lock, so it's going to be a battle of the ranges, like you mentioned, right? Who got the better range, who got the better position in this game, for sure. Esmeralda can bully the Phobias onto the lane, like you mentioned, it's a good lane matchup against that hero, but again, sometimes, the composition needs to be such that it can count to the rest of the picks too, right? You win the lane, but if in the team fights you're not so effective, then that just defeats the purpose of picking that hero altogether, right? Because the lane matchup, okay, you're winning good, but if you cannot contribute to those team fights, if you cannot, zone the members out, it's going to be really problematic for Incognito, because the Sicilian, it requires a lot of farm in the early game, it requires a lot of space to deal the damage, so if it's denied for both, I think, Incognito might be a trouble for the late game for sure.
I mean, to be fair, yes, I agree. Oh, what is happening? Why is there a Franco getting banned? Gary and Granger, I understand, okay? Maybe Team Ascendria Echelon is going for maybe the, Fredrin, or maybe something more to the tankier side, so they don't want the carry getting picked onto the side of Team, Incognito. They don't have a gold laner picked yet, but I'm going to be very honest with you. Why the Franco? Why? Please tell me why.
Maybe, just maybe they do not want this Kalea to get punished if she dives under the turret with her Tsunami Slam to mark those members, perhaps. That could be a possibility, maybe. Or they might be going for an assassin like the Pars, not even the Fanny or even the Ling, right? Is open for the take for Ascendria. Or maybe there's something, maybe they're cooking something entirely different which we cannot even comprehend at this point. What do you think?
Maybe the Iron Hook to actually, Iron Hook to counter the Barca. Maybe that's a possibility too. But then again, Franco, just for that, dude, you got better heroes to ban. You got the Nathan getting picked on the other side. I think he's a good counter to Granger in itself. But Granger is still open, a hero that can actually outrange Barca to a certain degree.
Bando, man.
Outmaneuver Barca.
The Granger is banned though, your Crucifix, so they might have to go for a different option, right? The Moscow could be an option. the Harriet could be an option too. They have the Esmeralda, right? So the Harriet is not a problematic. It won't give too much problems. It won't feel too much damage, but it's going to be a safer choice. The Moscow it is. So far, pretty late game heroes. 2 of them already. They have the Lancelot for that early, but Esmeralda too depends on those items, right? Once she gets those items, she gets more tankier, more beefier. So they need something with a set potential, something that can engage the team fights, right? The Tiger is a good option, but I don't see that enough burst in the early game though for this Tiger to do something really game changing. I mean, even if he gets a 5 or 4 man set, will the damage be enough though?
The damage is going to be lacking in the early game, but let's just be fair. If at all Moskov gets some, the first 2 items of the Trinity, the Corrosion and maybe the Golden Staff, he gets that, then he's probably doing more damage than what Nathan can even imagine at that, farm level of Moskov, obviously. Because this dude is able to reposition pretty well, unlike Nathan, who can just use, the entropy to actually jump between both of his clones.
See value in me?
Moskov can do that infinite number of times, especially with the Golden Staff. He's able to keep jumping in with his first skill. He's absolutely hard to catch, but like I said, the carry ban was only because the Fredrin's going to be picked, and you don't want to carry melting down Fredrin, Kalea, and maybe Phobius too. But Phobius, I think he holds on his own with the Vengeance maybe, or Flicker. If now the carry is banned, I think Flicker is an option for him too.
I've seen most of the time people do like to go for the Vengeance these days rather than the Flicker, because
My tail's been itching for a real
make
fight.
You it does give you an escape route for sure. You can you can just disengage in those team fights. However, the problem is during those late games, right? You get melted pretty quickly if you do not have the Vengeance to deflect those damage. But again, the drafts have been locked here, Crucifix. We will take a final look before we head into the game. But what are your thoughts for both these drafts?
Lancelot and Fredrin. I think Fredrin is a clear winner, but then again, Lancelot is kind of slippery, so it all depends on the situation that you're putting Lancelot into. If he's able to macro between all of the targets with puncture, he's able to actually escape death and death's door in a matter of seconds. But if he gets caught by the taunt from Fredrin or maybe the Kalea Tsunami Slam, he's pretty much done for. So I think the objective-based fighting, Ascendria has the advantage. However, the Tigreal there is the wild card for the side of Team Incognito. They could actually set up for a good, complete stop from the Fredrin, Phobius, Kalea. The front lines might actually have a lot of hard time. And the, Sicilian Saint Claus could stop Varsa's Feather Airstrike. The ultimate could be disabled in a matter of seconds. But then again, it all depends on the gameplay and how they use their spells.
Yeah, absolutely. But ladies and gentlemen, if you're taking a look at your screen, this is going to be the game number 1 of match number 2. And this is the best of 3 series between Incognito taking on against Ascendria Echelon. And welcome to the Land of Dawn for this first game. And pretty interesting start already. Quick cleanups from both this team into the mid lane. They might look for some, transition onto the sides for sure. But again, onto the casters decks is going to be Shinryu. And I'm joined by my good friend Crucifix for this match. But again, you're watching Nerd 3.0. So, have most fun while it lasts. But again, Crucifix, right? This is a really do-or-die situation for both these teams. Even though this is just the first game, but this is going to dictate a lot of things, right? Whichever team gets the first point, the other team might feel more of those pressures. And I feel, both the teams would like to just, get this first game pretty easily. But look at the rotation already. Fredin trying to steal away the jungle camps, but it's a knock-up onto the Lancelot. But those punctures available, right, for this Lancelot still not has taken the purple buff. Might just want to, go towards that. But again, both the teams, they're actually off to a slow start. But again, Tiger gets a push. He gets a knock-up. He gets the stun too. Not the stun, but the taunt too. But had to force out that flicker. Abhi won't have that for the first neutral objective.
Sacred Hammer being used in that position is kind of like a waste of, spells, basically. He's wasting up on resources that he could have used to actually get the Barca maybe and catch a good kill. But instead, it's going to be Reaper getting the first blood of the match, getting April down to low HP and getting him taken out of the game. Early on, that means the top lane is going to be in danger, Shin.
Yeah, double man knockup already from the Fredrin. A lot of damage being placed out there. It's going to be the Esmeralda still sustaining those damage coming from him. There's going to be the Priestess Wrath, and also the knockup this time connects. And it's going to be Ambitoj getting taken down, but the fight does not stop there, does it? There's the Feather Airstrike just to lower the HP down of the members. But there's again Sacred Hammer being pushed into, but Still, it's not going to be enough. Abhi gets taken down. The second clause does connect onto Max. He's really in a tight spot and gets taken down. Reaper with a second kill, but the turtle is up here. Crucifix. Both the teams might want to look for a 50-50. The retribution is not available for Nem, but is available for Reaper. But he's taking a lot of damage. Forced to use his skills. Still has the retribution, but look at the backline. It's going to be Electro taking a lot of damage, but Nem still gets the retribution. April gets isolated and taken down, but again, Nem this time all by himself too. There's nobody to support him, and this might be the end of road for him. Amitoj gets the kill onto Nem.
That was a tough fight. I'll be very honest with you. The bonk from Fredrin to seal the fate for the turtle. Absolutely chaotic. And that team fight was won by Team Incognito. Even though it's not a team, it's just Fredrin. But he himself is like a Giga Chad. He is a team on its own himself.
Yeah. But once again, right, the early game is...
Oh, Penguin Class?
No. But the early game is really going fast, right? We expected a slower start, at least from the side of Ascendria, but they really want to take those fights. They really want to take those engages. Like you can see once again near the Litho, there's a little bit of skirmish happening. They might want to take another clash, as Esmeralda does. Sustaining a lot of damage. Max in a tight spot gets pulled back with the Infernal Pursuit. Actually goes in. There's the Tsunami Slam onto Abhi, and he gets taken down for the second time here. The tank not really good, having a good time. Not really too much sustain onto him, but there's another knockup onto Amitoj, and he gets busted down too with the damage of Farsa with the Feather Airstrike. There's the artillery available, and Reaper trying to secure his purple. He will get his hand onto it, and there's still a lot of pressures being built up by the side of Ascendria. And look at that, April goes in, but just has to force his flicker out. But Executor Che needs to be careful. It gets pushed and also has to force the Purify out actually. And Pajama Boy really being aggressive onto the Moskov early on.
Yeah, the Spear of Destruction landed in perfect unity with Lancelot's engage. And I'll be very honest with you, even though the Purify was wasted, I think Moskov got the advantage. Look at the Tsunami Slam though.
Yeah, Tsunami Slam onto the Reaper, gets the knock up onto the turret, but he actually goes back with so low HP. That was not the right decision making. Despite the Farsa's Feather Airstrike was there, it was not really enough, and he got taken down at a very crucial time. The second turtle is up, but there's again Max going in with the Infernal Pursuit, dealing a lot of damage. Munder, can he survive? Yes, he does with the help of the Purify, but Nem, he gets taken down. Pajama Boy, he seems already online here, Crucifix, but look at that. Max is forced to use the Flicker, and we were talking about what spell he would go for. He has chosen the Flicker, but again, the turtle is up here. It's no more a 50-50, but this is a Feather Strike trying to just steal it away, but the Retribution will secure it for the Reaper. There is the SOD connects, but Executor J will give him the peel. He goes in with the Entropy just to zone Pajama Boy out, so he cannot further pursue this Electro onto the Farsa. So far, really back and forth clashes here.
Absolutely. With the current state of things, I think the Corrosion Sight in the first 5 minutes of the game for Moskov is absolutely game-breaking. He has 1-0-1, and he's able to actually evade all of April and Executor's engages. Pajama Boy, what are you on? But in the end of the day, I'll be very honest with you, the positioning of Farsa, Electro is absolutely eccentric. He's always right nearby, but always far away from the enemy's reach. It's absolutely chaotic to actually see him engage. But look at that, Max gets killed.
Yeah, a 1v1 up top, and it was the Reaper taking out his counter at the same time, right? We don't get to see that happening every day, but once again, there's another clash happening onto the mid lane. The HP power of Electro has got taken down a little bit, but again, they get two turrets top as well as the bot lane. The first tiers are just getting taken down so quickly from the side of Incognito. They are not only focused on the skills, but the objectives too. A good sight from the side of Incognito.
In the first 6.5 minutes of the game, we see that the 7-to-4 ratio, it is absolutely, it's a false start for both teams. Look at that. Kalia is engaging with a Tsunami Slam. No, he does not get the Tsunami Slam, but Entropy seals the deal. Executor, it's an executed Moskov, the Drama Boy. And in the mid lane, off camera, we see another kill. That was Max getting taken out by none other than Lancelot. The Reaper is absolutely reaping his, natural counter.
Yeah, and right now he's sitting at a score of 6-0-2. This Lancelot is already on and has secured 2 items waiting for his third item. That's going to be the, endless battle. But again, so many skirmishes happening in the middle. And this is a Purify being used. No, actually, it was used by Mandar to survive from the Tsunami Slam. But SOD does connect onto April. But will they commit? Lancelot goes in with the Phantom Execution, deals out a lot of damage. The Feather Strike just to zone the members out. Mandar cannot pursue any further with his bad feast as well as the bad impact. So he does decide to go back, but the objective number 3, turtle number 3 has already spawned onto the map, and you can see the Reaper already out there dealing a lot of damage, trying to take it down. Lamb, will he get there on time? No, it's gonna be the Reaper with the Retribution, getting the turtle and Ascendria. They're deciding to fall back, but again, a 1v1 up top lane. Both the gold laners want to see, who is on par, who is on top in this game for sure, at least, and at the same time, they're just playing it safe, but again, it cannot be set same for the Reaper. He goes in, trying to steal the purple buff, but he was unsuccessful in his attempt, but he still walks out of that tight situation. But the mid lane, there is a lot of push being done from the side of Incognito, but the Feather Airstrike will just, stop it all. But again, there is the Tsunami Slam, does not really get anyone because of the Purify, but once again, Reaper is going in, dealing a lot of damage. There's the fallout from his team, and there is the implosion. 2 April gets taken down in the hands of the Obby, and once again, Lancelot goes in, and that might be more than necessary for him to do at this point, right? He was doing really good, but he just got too ahead of himself. But Max, he takes in a lot of damage with his Falling Star Moon, still survives. That's a tanky and beefy Phoveus you cannot take down so easily, but amidst all that chaos, you can see Pajama Boy trying to push that bot lane.
That was a perfectly timed, taunt from the side of team. Our Ascendria Echelon, they got the Lancelot completely off guard. He was trying to engage with a Puncture and 3 Roses, but it did not work. Look at the Sanguine Claws connecting. I think it's going to be another kill. No, that Sacred has missed by an inch. I think Phoveus' hair just touched the hammer of Tigreal, but it did not get him killed.
It's still debatable whether he has hair or not in his head, because he does look a bald person to me. Hey, that's just a joke.
He's not bald. He's gray-haired. He's old.
If you have watched Chota Bheem in your childhood, but wait, you can watch that later, because right now you need to watch this damage being dealt onto Obby. He gets taken down in a moment, and that's a lot of damage coming out from this Nathan. But Esmeralda, Amitosh, that might be too much. Yes, he can also survive. I think this might be the power spike for this Nathan already in this game, right? Crucifix, you can see he's melting down this front lane so easily, and the Lord is up. 2 members down from the side of Incognito. They still have their jungler, who has a really good level compared to his counterpart. That's a Phoveus, but again, bot lane, there is
Echelon Sicilian. That means easy Lord for the side of Team Defender Echelon. I think it's not going to be possible though. Lancelot might actually have another idea, but Feather Airstrike forces him to go back. Dude, I kid you not. Moscow being in the bot lane is going to be a threat, but I think Executor is actually going to be recalling back to base before that even happens. Holy crap.
Yeah, holy crap for sure. They have the minions though, right? I think the Holy Defense might just survive so far, but again, take a look at the item, Crucifix. Nathan has already secured so many items. He's just waiting for his last item to be completed, whereas the Moscow is pretty behind. But again, a 1v1 between the Reaper and Executor. Jay, can he execute the Reaper? No, he still survives with the help of the Phantom Execution. Once again, the mid lane, there's a Lord marching down, and seems like Incognito, they just want to clear it out pretty early. It's just level 1 Lord. Not so much damage, but again, Reaper in a tight position in a moment. That might be another death for him. No, Abhi's still trying to sustain the team fight. He does have the implosion, but can he use it? He does use it onto the members, but the damage might not be enough. You can see Nem trying to zone the members out. There's a Princess and the Chama Boy gets deleted. The Feather Airstrike was always there to zone the members out. At this point, you can see, right, the more damage you deal to Nem, the harder it's gonna hit you back. And again, Mandar in a tight spot. Can he survive? He does. And Max has to force that flicker out to survive. But again, they do not have the minions sync properly. The second tier in the mid lane, still taking a bit of damage. April is there alongside Nem, but Esmeralda, that is going to be Amitosh, still trying to go after them. But again, you can see Executor J joining the party. Reaper gets taken down. No, Electro dealing the damage, and he still has the Feather Airstrike, but it's going to be a monster kill onto Executor J. He's going to be executing everyone that is coming onto his way here. Crucifix, and they're not really stopping here. Ascendria, do they want to commit more? Will they just, break the discipline? No, they actually go back here. So they still might want to wait for the next Lord.
Yeah, I mean, right now it's 1 minute of the match, and I think the Holy Shield is going to be, wiped out. No Holy Shield, no defense for the tier 3s off the side of Team Incognito. They're losing in on a lot. I'm going to be honest with you, Lancelot might have had damage in the early game, but they are lacking pretty hard right now. We'll just talk about the gold gap. I think the 3,000 is not that big of a gold gap, but however, the macro from the side of Team Ascendria Echelon are pretty good. They're always on point, and they're always getting at least 2 people, especially the Tigreal, who's always trying to engage, but it's completely useless because, let's just face it, you need Executor to be down before any team fight occurs, and that's not going to happen if he has a Purify. Well, Tigreal is not going to do much, and, well, Lancelot can't even do anything because of the wind of nature that he has. It's kind of hard for the side of Team Incognito to make a turnaround. They can't really take the game again. Oh, look at that.
Abhi taking a lot of damage. She does have the flicker, but there's no chance at all for him to use that. There's the Tsunami Slam, always going to make the members down, but Reaper takes a taunt from Nem, but even Nem is taking a lot of damage. There's the Feather Airstrike once again dropping down the nukes, deal a lot of damage, and also to clear the waves, right? They're just waiting for the Lord to spawn here. Incognito, will they contest for this Lord is going to be the question. The Lancelot, he does have a lot of mobility to cover the range out here, but still, it's a lot of damage to sustain at the same time. Underdog does get the vision, but can he survive? Oh my goodness, Executor J goes in with the entropy forward and gets the kill, and he wants to get one more kill onto the Reaper. He's dealing out a lot of damage, but he's really low. The Lord gets taken down. Oh my goodness, SOD just missed by a thin inch. Had it connected, that might be the moment for Incognito to go for a counter engage here, but that did not happen. It seems like Ascendria, they not only have the skill in this game, but the luck too.
Oh man, I'm telling you that the wind is absolutely bonkers in Mobile Legends. The SODs always keep missing at the right moments, and it's all because of the wind. It's not the players. I tell you this. It's not because of the players. It is because of the wind that is occurring in the land of Dawn. It's coming from the north to the south, and if anyone is in the north, like if anyone is trying to use, the SOD, it's not going to hit. But look at that.
Oh, whoa. Exactly, look at that Crucifix, right? Amitoj, he's the front line for the side of Incognito. He needs to sustain those damage. If it's not him, they either need to be Abhi, right? And both of them, they're getting melted down from the damage of Executor J. And this Nathan is going to be a really big problem if they cannot mark him anytime soon. But again, there's another clash trying to defend the Lord at this point. The inhibitor still stands there at the waves, so crashing down. Can they clear it out? It's trying their best. That's not going to be a further engage coming in from the side of Ascendria, but they're still trying to clear those waves out early, so they can get the siege done properly. But again, look at the stack here for this Sicilian. He's sitting at the 262 stacks, but again, another skirmish happening out there. Mythoj, he still takes out a lot of damage. There is going to be the Feather Airstrike. Lancelot trying to go in, but he gets cancelled before he could cast, but there's the Implosion 2 also gets cancelled. He gets the Sacred Hammer, but Max gets taken down from the damage of Under, and this might be it. Nem, too much deep, and that's a double kill for the Sicilian. Munder might be getting that damage power spike that he was waiting for. The late game is slowly catching up for the side of Team Ascendria, but there's a flank happening, but no, it's really low HP April who gets taken down in the hands of Pajama Boy and Executor J all by himself. How long can he sustain? He's still trying his best, but there's a Feather Airstrike being used to go for a 1v1 against the Reaper, but that's Lancelot. Can you just make the impossible happen here? Electro, no, but he takes down that, Reaper takes down Electro, but it's going to be Executor J taking down him. So, the Predator takes down the Predator takes down his target, but the Predator just gets taken down by a bigger Predator. That's going to be Executor J, but at this point, he's also taking a lot of damage. The Cyclone Claws is there, but it's going to be a forward entropy being used, but can he not survive the damage that is coming out from this Moscow? And at this point, it's going to be the battle of the late game heroes here, Crucifix.
Executor does have a counter to Moskov and maybe Lancelot too, but with the Wind of Nature, of course, the Blood Wings is only just another layer of HP / shield that he gets. But then again, I'll be very honest with you, the Sicilian is the problem for Nathan right now. I'll be very honest with you. Executor J really needs to make sure he actually gets something to actually reduce the damage from Sicilian and Esmeralda, who are going to charge. But look at that.
Yeah, look at that. Nem really being aggressive. There's a Tsunami Slam onto Amitoj. He actually, not Amitoj, I'll be taking a lot of damage and he gets taken down instantly. There's a 50-50 Lord who's going to get it. There's a Battle of the Retribution. It's going to be the Reaper getting the Retribution, and he also takes out April. Team Ascendria They might be losing out on a lot. Max just trying to survive, but no, Pajama Boy has enough damage at this point. It's the late game, right? The Moscow has completed his build, and he's dealing out a lot of damage, a lot of shred to even the frontliners for the side of Ascendria. And that game, which was in the hands of Ascendria, is slowly but surely looking like it's slipping bit by bit here towards the side of Incognito. But can they end here? They have the siege,
Definitely
right,
not.
Crucifix, but can they end?
Definitely not. Right now, they're focusing all their power onto the mid lane, which is not the best idea because Executor J is going to be in the bot lane defending against the Lord. And I think Esmeralda gets the idea. Amigo is actually there to protect against anything. So that means Nathan is supposed to be forced to actually defend against Moskov, who is in the top side. Lord might get a free hit, but he will be executed.
Whoa. Abi goes in with the implosion on the 4 members, but still gets cancelled out. They're trying to fight under the 3rd tier turret, but the Nem does not survive. Reaper doing an absolute phenomenal job onto this Lancelot, even in the late game, where it's supposed to fall off. The lawn has not been cleared yet. It has an immense amount of HP. The minions are marching down. 2 inhibitors have already been taken down. But next, like once again, but Reaper got in too deep and he gets punished by Executor J. Secures a double. He might get a triple. There is the Tsunami Slam onto Amitoshi. Gets the triple. And they are still able to hold on. But hey, wait. That was not a Maniac, right? Crucifix, I did not see the Maniac happening yet. I think we need to just wait for a little bit longer, team.
Oh, wait.
The cheating.
Oh man, I think even Wardrum is actually like Executor J is supposed to get the Maniac, not yet, but he will. But then again, it was changed.
It's just a prediction, man. It
was a prediction. It was too far away because Moskov and Sicilian were able to escape from Death's Door by just rocking away. And obviously because he does not have the entropy, he can't follow up against them. And I think that buff steal might actually be a little bit of a problem because now entropy can be spammed 10% faster than usual because cooldown reduction is a thing. And well, Nathan, no matter how busted he is, he gets 40% cooldown reduction like all the other heroes. Damn, Moonton.
Damn for sure, right? You can see Moscow even sold his shoes, right? But again, there's another skirmish happening. The Reaper able to dash out with the help of the puncture, but there's got to be the Phantom Execution with going in onto Max, and also a lot of damage, and Max is not going to take it down. Oh, the S2 once again misses, but there is going to be the Feather Edge Strike. The Artillery is finally here. Nem trying to make the rotation slowly but surely, but April forced to figure out, dodges that skill, but oh my goodness, the skills are just being missed by a sliver of distance out here. So the Sanguine Claws did not connect onto April. He still survives, and they need April to be available for this Lord fight, and this is going to be a really important Lord fight. Ascendria, they do not have 2 inhibitors, and Incognito, if they cannot get this Lord, they have a lot to lose. But look at the damage coming onto Nem. How does who does Team Ascendria mark here? Is it the Moscow or is it the Sicilian at this point? But Reaper just getting pushed back by Max. The Phobius going in with the wait. He still gets back, but oh my goodness, there's gonna be the damage on to Max. He gets taken down with the hands of Pajama Boy, and Abi gets straight instantly off. But still, backline Nem takes down the Reaper. There's a knock up onto Amitoch. He loses his mortality, and that's gonna be it. He gets taken down. 3 members down from the side of Team Incognito, and Ascendria Echelon still are holding on to this game. There is going to be 2 damage dealers still available, but wait, Mandar is going by himself as you can dealing a lot of damage. There's the Force Winter Crown and still survives, but both the damage dealer are taking a lot of damage. But this might be it. This cannot be a lot that can be stolen from the hands of Ascendria Echelon as they get it finally towards their side, and they have the siege. They have the Lord advantage to this game.
Oh man, did you see the top side when Electro just one step behind so that the SOD can just fly away right in front of him? Dude, that was Ultra Instinct right there, dude. Electro Ultra Instinct in the middle of the match. Holy crap. It's absolutely going down crazy now because now it's going to be the final march to the enemy base for the side of Team Ascendria East Echelon. They need to take Incognito down right now or they're not going to stand any bit of a chance because Sicilian is slowly but surely stacking up and they're getting all the farm they need. They're able to actually, do some damage except for maybe Lancelot. The Reaper is only marking Max and Nem, which is basically doing no damage. But look at, I think nothing.
No. Yeah, they need to sing the waves though, but the problem is those heavy amounts of Purify, right? 3 Purifies onto the member, but this time Munder has his Purify on a cooldown, so it's gonna be a problem. Echelon has a 373 stack, but Reaper! He just vanished into the thin air here, Crucifix. We just saw him alive a second ago, but now he's no more. The top lane inhibitor will finally get taken down. So the support, there's the damage being dealt onto Munder, but he still survives, dealing a lot of damage. But there's
no way
on the other side. But no, Munder gets taken down. XQJ goes in. And the Lord is still there, and it's looked like Ascendria. They might have the advantage. Another Tsunami Slam, but there is the reverse implosion onto Max. The base is wide open. Max can take it down into the hands of Pajama Boy, but there's an instant trade-off. But it does not matter because the base crystal will no longer stand for the side of Incognito, as Ascendria will get the first game in this best of the series.
That was absolutely poetic. Did you see that last team fight when, Tigreal used a Sacred Hammer and then Winter Crown was used and then Tsunami Slam was used to take Tigreal away from, using the implosion at the right time to actually catch Max. Mm-hmm. But then after that, Max was just like, okay, I'm safe now. But nope, he used Flicker to jump on Max. Why? I don't know. Instead, he could have just used it on Executor J. But no, he used it on Max. And he was just like, what? Why? I'm low, but doesn't mean I can be killed. And then, dude, it's poetic justice. Tigreal was taken out, and the game was open.
And there was so many things that were happening, right? We did think things might just get changed, juggled here and there, but that was too many things actually happening. And this is just the lower, underdog teams, right? And they're so on par. I don't know. Sometimes I'm just really, I'm completely bamboozled by the gameplays that I'm looking at, and those side steps that are coming, right, that you mentioned, this Ultra Instinct being active for a lot of these members was absolutely phenomenal. You can take a look at the scoreboards right here, Crucifix, and what do you think, who do you think deserved the MVP of the teams?
Do you really want to ask me that question, dude? Do you really need to know the answer? Because the answer is simple. It's the guy whose name starts with
Yeah. But
no, dude, this guy was doing so much damage. Did you see how he deleted Sicilian in the late game? That was not even 2 hits. Boom. Calamity Reaper is just something broken on Nathan. You pair it up with Blood Wings, you pair it up with Holy Crystal, practically doing 20,000 damage in just 1 hit, dude. It's unfair, but it's what it is. It is what it is.
Yeah, it is what it is. You can see the damage output too, right? 43% damage dealt by Executor J, man. 43% by himself. Doesn't even add up the damage of. You can add all the damage together, and I think he still did more damage than combined of all of them, right? It doesn't even come close. No. Maybe a little bit less, but still. I
would stop you there because the math is not mathing. 30,000 plus 75,000.
Okay, let's just take 3 members. Let's just take three members. Let's just take 3 members. Okay, how about that? It does count to the 40%, right? Agree. It does count to the 40%. Let's just take April out of the picture, right? It's still 40%. He dealt more damage than all of that. The math is mathing now, right, guys? But again,
yeah, it definitely is.
But early game, right? Reaper had a lot of advantage. He was doing really good until he dived under the 2nd tier turret, where he went too deep and trying to get a kill, which was not really necessary at that point. I would say, it was a bit. Overkill, I would say, in a way, trying to go overextending the lead, and he got punished, and that shutdown definitely gave a lot of gold to a lot of members, right? So I feel that was the point where the goal lead kind of shifted. The balance, kind of the economy was kind of getting equalized at that point. So maybe those small moments can make a lot of changes, right, in the entirety of the game.
Oh, it was definitely one of the most important things, because if you kind of make a mistake here and there, it's fine. But if that keeps happening, that's going to be a big problem. But I did not see both of the teams making that mistake unless you talk about, Reaper just attacking Max. It's as though you're in a fantasy simulator game and all of a sudden you're just what is that? Getting taunted by Max just for existing. What did he even do? Why is Lancelot just using all of his spells on Max?
Yeah.
It's a natural counter.
Yeah, definitely, man. Oh, wait, my camera is not cameraing at this point, so let me just fix that, guys. But again, Crucifix, why don't you take it away, right? We did see a lot of questionable things in the map, right? But at the same time, I feel some of the space were really necessary, while those of the plays, there could have been a better alternative, and Team Ascendria, if they want to hold, not Ascendria, Incognito, if they want to hold on to their lead, if they want to get the game towards their side, they need to, be really practical about their English. They need to really think through about what they're doing, what they want in the map, and at times they need to kind of, fix their habit of overstepping or overextending their lead for no reason, for sure.
I definitely 100% agree with you. One thing that I want to mention, though, is Tigreal is absolutely not focusing on the right target. Because obviously Nathan does have the Purify. If at all you have, Moskov playing 1 versus 1 against him, and then forcing out the Purify, and then communicating with the Tigreal, saying that, he does not have a Purify engaged right now. Use the Implosion Flicker, and then just destroy him. That's a good possibility to shut him down. Or instead, if you actually did not want to go for the Nathan, if he does not have he does have the Purify ready, you could just use the Implosion on the Farsa, keeping that one target who is able to zone out the whole enemy team. Of course, your team, Incognito. If you use your Implosion to keep the Farsa in check, that would have been much better instead of jumping onto the Max or maybe Nem for absolutely you can't burst them down. What are you doing?
Exactly, and I think target prioritization would be another thing in this game, right? You're a Lancelot. You are supposed to mark the backline. That's what you're picked for.
Exactly. What are you doing to you?
Yeah. I mean, I do understand. He's gonna be annoying. Max is gonna be annoying at the end of the day against a Lancelot, but that's not a target you want to prioritize, right? You want to go for the backline. You want to go for, I would say, Electro most of the time. Even Executor J, because he was just taken down one time in about a 20 minutes game, and that's not enough punish against a goal lane, right? If you want to win your game, you need to neutralize. You got to stabilize your goal laner. That your team might get the better advantage, but this time it didn't really happen in that way. So I would say a lot of things could be different for the side of Incognito in this game, but everything starts with a change of mind. And I feel this next game might give them some change of mind for sure, because they did get some time to think through, and maybe, I believe, maybe they might come up with a strategy in just this few minutes that they got.
I'll be very honest with you. One more thing that I want to actually put out there, Reaper, one thing that he was doing, which was a mistake, by the way, he got the early game advantage, which was good, really important. The snowball is really important. But during the 17 minutes of the match, he actually just went ahead and died to Fredrin, who actually was low on HP. Reaper was very low on HP after taking all of Phobius' spells. Max was taken out, but Reaper was the most important piece in that chessboard there, and he just stood there waiting for Fredrin to just take his life. I don't understand why people do that sometimes, but it's best to actually take the L and go back to base while you're alive, rather than go die and then go back to base. That's something for everyone in the chat section to actually keep in mind. But back to the game, we've got Lancelot getting banned because obviously Incognito's Reaper is absolutely bonkers on him in the early game. You don't want to actually give him a sort of a snowball. And, reasonable enough, 1-1 getting banned on the side of Team Incognito. A counter to that would be Gato Gacha, which I don't know why most people... I think it's Ares... From the previous game, when Aure was absolutely dominating with the Gato Gacha, I think it's PTSD from that, and Boxia to actually not give Ascendria Echelon the Boxia at all.
I also feel that the other possibility for banning this Garut Kacha could be for the backline Farsa, right? Ascendria, they do like to go for the Farsa, and the Garut Kacha is the natural counter, right? So that could be another reason, or maybe, the presence of Garut Kacha itself is really annoying because so much sustain, and not only that, he can hit you back with the damage that you're dealing. So it's basically the Praises Wrath, but for every second that you can gonna be hitting him, he's gonna hit you back with the same damage. But again, bans
that's what you
here, yeah. But again, bans are here, right? Crucifix and Ascendria, they have the first pick. They have the opportunity to go for either Grandeur, Alea, maybe YSS, which you're not really want to see from the side of Ascendria for sure.
Or if they pick that again and if they lose...
Uranus Jungle?
And no, if they pick YSS again and if they lose, I'm going to have a field day. Just saying that I'm just gonna keep spamming. And, I told you so. But instead, they go for the Kadita, who is another hero from the sea, apparently, like Kalia. I think Kalia and Kadita should actually have like something similar to Leslie's and Harley's little buff that they get a 10% hit, the 10 HP increase. I think they should have that, but instead it should be for movement speed.
Like, you know what? As far as I remember the lore correctly, I think Kalea is the daughter of Kadita, maybe something like that. Goes like that. Like, maybe they're related. Yeah, maybe they're related in some way for sure. I need to read it once again, but as far as my memory serves, okay, they are related in some way. But I don't know if it's a daughter, a mother and daughter relationship or what exactly. But they're definitely related because they are signs, right? You can see that for sure. But again, instant answer coming in from the side of Incognito. Look at those two picks.
See value in me?
Oh my God, it's
You
Brock.
should.
It is the big boy from the castle who actually picked up the castle and is walking right now. Dude, I love the mechanic where, like, I love the old fact that, Barrett's actually used to increase in size based on the number of stacks, but now with Grok being there, increasing his size based on the number of defense items he has, that is the most coolest thing Mobile Legends has implemented in a long time, and I love it, absolutely love it. Hayabusa and Grok on the side of Team Incognito, and Ascendria Echelon go for the Ranger, like you mentioned, and they go for the Fredrin once again.
Yeah, once again, they go for the Fredrin. I think that's a staple pick into the jungle if the YSS is not working, if the Uranus is not working, and if they just want to go for the
Payback.
Pretty safer choice, but again, the Parsa gets instantly picked, but against Kadita, gonna be a skill matchup, right? Once again, though, Crucifix, one thing that I actually figured out recently was the fact previously the ultimate name for the Grok, or a lot of the skills of Grok were pretty different. Like, first was, I think, Mighty Swing, second was Nature's or Guardian's Barrier, the third one was White Charge. He was like, treated as a hero from the jungle, like something like that, of the wild force, right?
A real fight.
The skills, like, he was a guardian for the nature's guardian, so of that sort. But right now, the skills names have been switched a lot. If my memory serves right, let me just check it. Okay, I think I've written it down somewhere in my notes that I have actually. Again, I just know the ultimate name is now changed into Tectonic Charge. So basically, it's just here to shake up the tectonics and base and everything. So yeah, the power of the nature actually, the first skill was, now it is Mighty Swing or something of that sort. So again, changes are really here, and it's mind-boggling, see those things. But again, if you take a look at the bands here,
this land is our homeland, and it will soon be our burial ground.
Both teams actually, and I actually find it. The first skill is known as a Mighty Swing. The second skill is known as the Earthen Rampart, Tectonic Charge, actually. So pretty interesting changes, right? But again, the Lapu and even the Moscow this time being banned. Last time Moscow was picked from the side of Incognito, and this time they do not want to give this hero pay. So I think that's a smart ban. Target ban too coming in from the side of Incognito. There's not Incognito, Ascendria. So what could be the other options? They are against a Grandeur. Bruno could be a probable option, or even okay, baby steps for sure. We do see a Hanabi being picked. Really good late game damage, really good presence, but not too sure if that's the best choice here. You are against a Kadita at the end of the day, easy instant burst because you do not have a dash. So that can be a problematic thing, but again, the Esmeralda gets instantly picked. Shield feeding for this Esmeralda for sure, your Crucifix. And just for a fun fact, I think the next one Starlight is gonna be for this hero, that is Kadita, so she's getting a new skin, guys. So if you're really fond of playing her, you're going to grab it for sure. It's gonna be there in the next one, just a few days wait. But again, the last pick is still due. Yeah. Oh, sorry, it's actually for Hana, not the Kadita. Right. I get some prophecies sometimes. Okay, they just come and speak to me. You guys cannot hear them, but I can. So anytime I make a slip, it just comes and tells me. So guys, really handy. You guys need to take a note of that. You guys need to just come and ask sometimes. It can speak to you at the same time, maybe. But again, this time the prank is actually opened and it actually gets picked, your Crucifix.
You know, that hero gives me PTSD. Every time I pick an Argus, it's literally Franco. And it's not the normal kind of Franco, it's the damage Franco. Before I even get a chance to click on Eternal Evil, the ultimate that gives me immunity to death, it's just a whiteout for me, and I'm just like, okay, what can I do now? And then they're just like, noob Argus. I'm like, okay, dude, thanks.
Yeah, it was like, nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. I was here, nice to meet you, but I need to go back to my base really quick.
Oh, dude. Oh, dude, I kid you not. But then again, one more thing that I want to mention, though, is that, well, you know, Hanabi is a good hero against Kadita, obviously, because Hanabi can evade the second skill, you know, knock-up, and also, you know, the Petrified combination with the Kadita's, you know, whole spell, you know, like the skill set. I'll be very honest with you, the Aegis kind of like works, and I understand why people actually use Hanabi in the lower brackets. It's easy to actually understand, but I kind of question it against, well, for Fredrin and maybe the Granger, because Granger does outshine Hanabi, and again, Granger is a linear hero. You can actually only do damage in a single line. You're basically giving him free food. You're not able to actually dash around and able to escape his damage. You're just basically giving him free food, Hanabi, Layla. Unless, of course, you're half Flicker, which is not possible with Hanabi players. They only go for the Aegis. And, dude, you're just giving him free food.
Yeah, the Breath of the Ocean can be, you know, immune by the Hanabi, but again, against Esmeralda, I don't know that many shield. But again, Crucifix, one final look at the draft right before we go. EX3 Grok against Esmeralda.
Oh, not working. It's not working, dude. Not at all. Because let's just face it. Esmeralda is going to do damage to Grok, even though he's actually going to stand next to a wall and, you know, get the shield back. It's practically useless. You're getting a shield for absolutely no reason. One thing I can guarantee, though, because Grok has the shield, he will be able to use every spell CC immune 100%. I have that feeling that interaction is going to happen because the shield is what gives Grok CC immunity to spells. And, well, wait, that actually makes Hanabi and Grok related. What?
Wait, what? Actually, wait, what? But again, we're not going to wait for the second game. Yeah, but, you know, I mean, we cannot wait for the second game to already roll here, right, Crucifix? It's got to be match number 2. I mean, game number 2 for this match number 2, of course. And ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Incognito versus Ascendria Echelon. Incognito, did they get the first point? Or was it Ascendria, right? I think it might be a bit of a mistake. Oh, actually,
Ascendria got the first point, but like, yeah.
Oh, actually, this is a team name. It's a team name. I'm sorry, guys. It's just a glitch. You're just watching. It's gonna be getting fixed really soon. But again, Ascendria, they get the first point, and Incognito, they're on to the other side, red side. So it's all okay, guys. You're not watching anything wrong. But again, Nerd 3.0 is gonna watch, you know, which team will go to the next stage, not the next stage, next round to face DNS after this game, right?
Okay, guys, I've gotten the information that Grok gains crowd control immunity while casting skills and extra physical defense while the shield is active. That means he and Hanabi are related. What?
Wow. Crazy. I mean, props to you for getting that information so quickly. So, yeah. We're going to move on with that, you know, information. But, you know, after the revamp, I was telling you this thing. I don't know if you heard it or not. The skill names of Groks actually have changed, you know, from Wild Charge and even, you know, the Guardian's Barrier. The skill names are different right now. So that's a really
Grok is a huge hero. Surprisingly, Grok is way huger than, you know, let's just say Atlas and other big, you know, gigantic monsters. I'm not joking. Grok absolutely huge according to the lore. And I mean, if he can't break tectonic plates, I think there is some problem with that.
Wild Charge.
But look at that, another team fight going on.
Yeah, the Iron Hook, this time onto Mother. He purified a little late to the party, but again, there is the Featherhead Strike dropping out, but the Brace's Trap not going to do too much damage. He was able to walk out, but the turtle is up. 50-50, there's a knockout, there's the damage onto the Reaper, and that's the first kill. No. Watcher is still there, but the first kill is still going to happen onto Executor J. He gets the kill onto Abhi 342, so Mr. 342 has to go back to the base, but the turtle is up and does not seem like, wait a minute, Esmeralda is up, Pajama Boy, and there is no purifier available for Mandar. The Iron Hook does connect, and there's Hasta La Vista to Mandar as well, and this turtle might be just freely given to the side of Ascendria, but Grok has a different plan. It doesn't work.
Esmeralda catching, Hanabi, that was surprising. And also, I'll be very honest with you, Iron Hook just landing at the right time, catching, Farsa out of nowhere, that was surprising. That was absolutely crazy. Dude, and look at that. Wait, okay, no. Kadita is safe, and so will 3-4-2. But look at that. Top lane, I think, Execute Reaper is actually kind of exposed to Executor. Instead, it's going to get caught doing okay, Executor is doing too much damage for his own good. The ultimate from the Hanabi, though.
Okay. Okay. This is alright, but again, Feather Airstrike dropped too. A lot of skills actually being out already. But again, Abhi tried to recall, but he actually catches April, forced to flicker out, and that's a long cooldown onto your flicker, right? Still will hold on to his dear life, but still pressure being maintained. Max actually going deep against the Reaper. Purple buff, Grand Theft. Can they actually be successful here? They do not have the jungler. There's a taunt. They have the jungler, but Reaper still able to get it. But again, backline, there is the Breath of the Ocean alongside that rough pace, but still not enough to take him down. There's gonna be Reaper going in, but I don't know as well as the bloody hunt connects, but there is a cancellation instantly being available, and April gets punished, but they lose their jungler as well as the mid laner and Incognito. They are with not the best trade in this game so far, but mid lane is wide open, and first tier turret might just get taken down. Executor J is out there, but the minions are not.
Max, I'm not joking. This guy is absolutely fearless. But look at that. The implosion and Executor J is going to go straight back to the base now because we won't shadow kill. But look at that. On the top side, we see that Max will be taken out by Pajama Boy, who appraises Wrath out of nowhere. I think Pajama Boy did not expect that. No shield. He will have the shield. He will be able to escape with a make of HP. And look in the bot side. I think Electro is planning on some revenge kill. I think Hayabusa is in danger, but Grok will initially reveal Kadita's position. He won't be able to. Electro has to go back. Iron Hook doesn't do much, but look at that. I think the Sacred Hammer is actually not going to do much again. Reaper gets the turtle. Nothing is happening because everyone's too tanky, or everyone is just too fast to actually get caught. No. This is not how it's supposed to be.
Yeah, this is not how it's supposed to be. The game is actually happening again really fast. Just like the last game, we saw really equal, right? Both the teams are working out with a trade at every team fight. It's like no clear victor. But again, this mid lane is another engaged. Mid lane, I think Abhi might just get taken down. He did get the bloody hunt as well as the Iron Hook. So yes, finally he gets actually taken down. There's a Feather Airstrike as well as the Earth Rampart just to block the member. April gets punished, but there's a lot of damage being dealt onto Amitoch, and Executor J once again executing people left and right, but top lane wide open for Pajama Boy, and Hanabi is not going to let go of that opportunity to push that lane, and he does get the first tier for sure.
Hanabi is in a safe position to actually gank. I think he's in trouble. Electro! Executor. He will be using the flicker to escape. Oh no. Nothing much happening, But for the side of team, Ascendria, they're actually doing pretty good.
You know what, Crucifix, every time we say nothing much is happening, a lot of things are happening every time, right? And bot lane, again, another turret being taken down. I think April is doing a really good job onto the Franco, but the mid lane, there's going to be again the Earth and Rampart being used alongside the Feather Airstrike, but nobody. Oh my goodness! Wait! Whoa! Electro goes in just to give everybody a quick check that they are not really used to, or they're not really aware where the Kadita is. But again, 1-for-1 trade, gold laner for a jungler. I think this is still a good trade for the side of Ascendria because their jungler is just going to be a tanky frontliner utility jungler, right? So doesn't really bother him too much. But again, top lane, Hayabusa might get spotted out here. Crucifix, can he survive?
Bloody Hunt is going to be a problem. Iron Hook misses, and look at that. Esmeralda is able to slow him down, but April is just confused. He's just walking around in circles. April is not able to catch up to Hayabusa's speed. He shadow kill now, and then Bloody Hunt to the kill. Reaper is now reaped.
Yeah, he reaped. He's reaping. He's weeping too, might be, after getting punished like that against 3 members. But amidst all that chaos, Pajama Boy just has one mission. Push, and push. He's getting the stars really quickly, but mid lane, they might get a kill onto Abhi once again. There's Desperate going onto the background to Mandar with the falling star mold, but it's going to be Mandar just instantly punishing him out, and the mid lane does fall. There is going to be the damage. The snipe, Executor J like always, executing people left and right, and there's nothing much Incognito have been able to do about him. So far, 6 kills, right, onto him, and he's looking really good to go.
Can I just note down the fact that Hanabi just got herself the golden staff? She will be able to do a lot of damage. Well, especially with the corrosion sight. Well, if you put the Demon Hunter sword alongside all of that, I think it's going to be a little more harder to kill and harder to actually deal with because the damage is going to be really high, especially for tanky heroes like Franco, Fredrin, Esmeralda. She's going to do a lot of damage, but Executor J really stepping it up with the Sky Piercer and Malefic Gun because Grok and also, Figaro can't do anything. Look at another team fight.
Feather Resurrect being there to just deal the damage, but again, Rough Waves being used really early onto Abi. That's Take really don't want to go against him. Oh my goodness, that was a really criminal move coming in from April, going in with the flicker taken down, but what you cannot blame him, right? The shadow kill out there, but not dealing enough damage. The flicker saving Executor J out there, and it's a lot of skills already being baited out. They do not have anything at all to contest for this Lord, and it seems like Ascendria, they're sieging with this Lord.
Oh, definitely, but look, the Feathered Airstrike.
Still does not take anybody down. Yeah.
That's sad to see,
Look at the item, though. But look at the goal lead for, Executor J here.
Oh, dude, 8,600? That's 0.5 times extra from what Hanabi has. Iron Hook landing on Natalia, getting the kill. I'm joking. There's no Natalia. This is what happens when Franco. This exactly is what happens when Franco gets picked. You either see him catch Natalia's for at least 70%. Oh, look at that.
Go rough too, but this is going to become a mid lane tier 2. Implosion to appear, but Executor 3 out there, but that is going to get rid off. A lot of still there, but all the friends is going to help them get it out. Hung in the one to build the Apple back against the wall there.
Holy crap, the Iron Hook is not landing at all. It's not doing anything at all. Dude, I'm not even surprised at this point. But Grok is actually swinging his castle mightily. Mighty swing. Funny, I know. Look at that. The bot lane, Wind of Nature, is being used. I think Granger is going to be in trouble. He will be taken out. Executor Jr. is going to be out of the game, but also Reaper is going to be sent back straight to the base. And like that, I think there's going to be more of a little bit of a skirmish. Max is absolutely, he's too confident for his own good. I think he might get caught by Sacred Hammer any moment now. And he will be sent back to base too, alongside Executor J, obviously, because he's having a fun time sipping paninis in, the base. And Team Ascendria really have the advantage going on, but both teams don't really want to actually engage, or they just want to keep testing the waters to actually provoke the enemies to engage on a fight. And again, one thing that I want to mention is the fact that Hanabi and Grok are related. Dude, I did not realize this until today. When in between the match, I realized that Grok gained CC immunity because if he has a shield and he uses a spell, he gets CC immunity. And, well, Hanabi is CC immune with a shield too. Another Iron Hook that misses. Absolutely astounding, guys. We are absolutely psyched to hear this and see this. A wild charge. No, not wild charge. A tectonic charge. Absolutely missing Kadita, who is able to swim away with the waves. And obviously, we know water is better than rock. Pokemon logic. Just saying. Going on, I think Miss Esmeralda is not going to be going in anytime soon, but look at that, the implosion catching Esmeralda and Franco, but then again, Esmeralda is able to escape with a Purify. Franco will not have the same fate though. April is going to be sent back to the base, but Max is still alive. I think Kadita Electro might actually just jump in anytime, but I think he has to play it safe because the Franco is not there anymore. He's not going to have a free get out of jail card, but look at Hayabusa. Reaper is in position. He's probably going to get a little bit annoyed by Esmeralda, but that's not going to be a problem. Ogi Shadow Kill for the rescue, and he's going straight for the Lord. And okay, Nem is going to get the Lord secured for its side. I think Ascendria Echelon is going to have the advantage right now in this team fight. No, not yet. I think Granger is not going to be able to catch all of them with his bullets. The range is a little too far away. Hayabusa almost dying to that, but he thinks, okay. Hanabi is taking too much damage. Will be forced to go back. Executor J trying to actually go away, but to no avail. They've got the Lord, though. They're marching in down the mid lane, and top side, Nem pushing. Bot lane, I think April and Executor J trying to put some pressure there, trying to get some vision, make sure that nobody's there, and then push. But then the Lord is not going to get any support. Hanabi is able to clear lanes pretty fast if left unchecked, and I think that's going to be the case right now. Lord marching in, gets the damage onto the tower in the mid line. Oh, there comes the implosion and Sacred Hammer, and that will be the end of Nem, and Nem is going to go back straight to the base. Rough waves being used. Electro is now in predictable danger. He will not get hit by the first skill of Tigreal, which would have killed him definitely if it did hit her, but then again, he is safe for now. Lord defended, Team Incognito are in no danger whatsoever.
Yeah, it's safe to say that, Team Incognito, they're able to hold on to this game despite Executed J dealing out so much damage, but the problem is this time the mid lane is not doing as much damage as it is necessary. You can see, right? Every time Electro is going in, he's not getting those kills secured. He's lowering the HP downs, but still, by some way or the other, Incognito, they're able to get out of the situations, right? They're not really falling down so easily, but once again, Mitosh taking a lot of damage. Tectonic charge already being used, implosion being there, but there's knock up, and there's going to be damage on Reaper. Gets instantly burst down from the hands of Electro. There's a feather airstrike too, and Abi gets taken down. Executor J still have enough damage. At this point, he just picked up the Gore's Gold, and Max picked up the Radiant Armor, and they are onto the siege. 52 stacks onto this Grandeur, and Nem taking a lot of damage. Needs to be careful. The waves actually get cleared out, but there are more waves coming on to the way. The inhibit is still standing, but there is going to be the Iron Hook onto this Grok, and Amitoj will have to just fall. It's Oyasumi Nasai for Amitoj at this point, but he will be waking up again to contest for this Lord, which is about to spawn in nearly 30 seconds. But again, the members are going to be back for the side of Incognito, so they're still in this game able to defend and holding on to their inhibitors.
I mean, to be fair, right now with the state of things, the game is looking towards the side of Team Ascendria Echelon, but then again, Incognito are really playing it well. They actually have the advantage, but they shouldn't make any unnecessary engages like the previous one where the implosion was right, but then Reaper was not aware of the fact that, Electro was just camping around there, and then he just got caught off guard with the rough waves. He was just sent straight back to the base, which was absolutely not something that you want, especially on the losing side of the spectrum, because right now you've got a 4,000 gold gap, and that means Team Ascendria Echelon have more, full item slots than you can't really deal with that, because at a 15-minute mark, you're not really at that level yet. Lord Slayer for the title given to Fredrin. Nem gets all 3 Lords of the match, is able to keep up the pressure, and is able to do a lot of damage, especially with the Appraiser's Wrath. He's doing too much, but he's also getting caught in unnecessary fights. The 3 deaths that he has, absolutely, not necessary deaths that he had, but it is what it is.
It is what it is, but again, Reaper this time definitely needs to mark Executor J. He is the main damage dealer. You can see Mandar just picked up the Holy Crystal. He's getting a huge power spike onto him, but the problem is the waves. There are a lot of waves. The turret in the mid lane is not really healthy. It's at a very low HP, and it might just get taken down with a single minion just pushing it down there. But again, the waves are being synced at this point here, Crucifix, and it seems like Ascendria, they're looking to end this game with this push.
Oh, definitely, because the mid-tier 3 is going to go down. A look at that. Breath of the Wild. Okay.
Whoa, there's the Feather Airstrike that also will be paired up from the side of Team Ascendria to take the Grok as well as the frontliner down. Both the frontliner down. This Executed J dealing a lot of damage, but there goes Reaper with the Shadow Kill to clear the minions out, but more waves are coming. The HP bars are low, but it's enough for them to go back once again after the heal up. There's just quick item switch coming in onto Executor J, but a lot of waves being still cleared out. There's enough members to clear the waves out, but Pajama Boy, can he take the damage that is incoming from the side of Ascendria? They take down the top lane. Inhibitor turret 2. 2 inhibitors have already fallen. The 1 stands at the bot lane. The waves are still here. And Ascendria is eyeing onto this. They want to end it with this push. They just want to take down these turrets, but what's going to happen here, Crucifix?
Implosion catching Esmeralda means Max is going to go die very quickly, but then in the bot lane we see the Tectonic Charge was used to actually catch Granger, Executor J was able to sidestep that pretty easily without even using the flicker. The resources were not wasted. I'll be very honest with you, it's kind of not looking good because that one unnecessary fight in the mid lane, it was a very bad one. You saw that the Grok and Tigreal are coming back. They've got the damage. You've seen the way they cleared waves. But then again, you just stayed there. Executor J risked it, and Max got the fall for it.
And 72 stacks onto the Sky Piercer for Executor J, and he's nearing to that 1000 stack onto his passive too. So this is going to be a lot of CD and a lot of damage for this Granger, right? The more later this game goes into, and with the 18-minute mark already hitting, this is going to be evolved a lot, spawning into the land of Dawn. But again, there's a lot of damage onto Nem, but whoa, he gets out. The wild,
look what they're trying to do.
Sonic Charge getting used. Oh, they're trying to take another fight, but it's going to be instantly cancelled. The motion was used, but look at the backline. Look at the backline. There's a seek where there's a backdoor coming in the base. No! Ascendria with the surprise play coming in clutch. And this is going to be it. No more game 3. Man. No more asking if Ascendria is going to the next round. They are definitely here, Crucifix. Surprise. -1 map for Incognito.
Oh, -1 respect for Incognito. They were very, very Incognito. You know who I'm talking about. It was Executor J and also Electro. They were doing amazing. It's the EE brothers. Yeah. It's not EA, it's EE now, guys. Gang.
E duo, man. Okay. Yeah. The E duo doing the wonders, but it was so well camouflaged, right? They did not even see that coming from the side, and it was also perfectly baited by the rest of the members from the side of course, Ascendria, right? Nem taking a lot of damage, forcing them to just engage onto him, forcing out the Feather Air Strike, the rest of the members too, just following it up. But right then, you did not expect that, did you? Because Executor and, like you mentioned, Electro, the E duo, just ending the game out there instantly, and, well, no game 3, but... Yeah.
When that whole team fight was unfolding, when that whole team fight was unfolding, I was looking at Electro and also Executor J. I was like, wait, what are they doing there? And why is nobody there to defend the base? And I was absolutely starstruck. I was like, holy shit, this is going to go to the side of Team Ascendria Echelon in a matter of seconds. It was absolutely chaotic because obviously all the spells were used to actually attack Nem, which is unnecessary. You don't need to take down the jungler. You need to take down the damage dealers. Jungler, like if it's a utility jungler, of course. If it's a landslide, take him out. Do it as fast as you can. Mm-hmm. But you don't need to take out a threat. He's not going to do much except for maybe use the ultimate. And then it's going to be a problem. But then take down the enemy damage dealers, the mage and the marksman. But I don't understand why the mage actually went to push.
Yeah,
I don't know. But it worked out. Who am I to judge?
I would say extra insurance for them to end the game, probably, right? Crucifix, they did not want to take any chances. But I would say, unsung hero in that game was also Max, right? He did an absolutely phenomenal job with Esmeralda, and I would say that really got undermined with the performance of Executor J in both the games, but I would say he was the shadow carry alongside April, right? Both of them did an absolutely phenomenal job, and for sure, like, I would say, the shadow carry or the people that got, not the exact spotlight, but just got a little bit of, light shed onto them, it requires that, praise for sure. They did an absolutely phenomenal job. And of course, Nem, he went with the Fredrin both the games, not really too much of a game-changing kind of hero, but, he was able to sustain this damage, right? For sure.
He was, and he was able to also get the Lord and the objectives. He was doing a phenomenal job at doing that. The objectives were always secure for their team. Ascendria, Echelon, they're pretty good. I'll be very honest with you. Thank God they didn't take the Yisun Shin.
Yeah, thank God they didn't take the Yisun Shin. At least they heard you. At least they know what is working for them. But again, Incognito, man, they always have the game into their hands, but somehow it's not nearly enough. I don't know why. Is it the distraction that they get during the team fight, or is it the decision making? What happened? Why cannot I say the word decision making? Sure. What the heck?
Priorities are all over the place. Straight when you think about the last scenario, the last few frames of the game, you saw that nobody was there to defend the base. That's not what you actually put yourself through if you want to win. They did not mark the required damage dealers in the first game. The second game, they just left the base open. Like, dude, that's like leaving your king right in the middle of the map, like right in the middle of the chessboard, to let the enemies just take it. Like, what?
Okay.
Car 5. Clear.